Chapter 2665. Junior Sister Bai Lu, don't worry. I've brought out our Tian family's treasure, the immortal vanquishing arrow. As Tian Liangguang spoke, he waved his hand, and the four people behind him immediately brought out 2 jade boxes. The jade boxes opened, revealing a longbow and an arrow. Seeing that Tian Liangguang had really brought out the immortal vanquishing arrow, Bai Lu was overjoyed. The immortal vanquishing arrow was the foundation of Tian family. Bai Lu didn't expect that Tian Liangguang actually had the qualifications to use it. If this arrow were used by her father, by Xingyan or Lu Zixing, then one arrow would probably be able to kill 2 or 3 enemies. Unfortunately, at this moment, both Bai Xingyan and Lu Zixing were being held back by the other 6. Many thanks, Senior Brother Tian. I hope Senior Brother Tian can immediately make a move. Although she couldn't let her father and Grandpa Lu use the immortal vanquishing arrow, the arrow itself was a heaven-defying existence. Even if it was shot by a 9th-level astral-reaching martial artist like Tian Liangguang, the 6 chaotic heaven realm experts wouldn't dare to ignore it. If Tian Liangguang was lucky enough to injure a chaotic heaven realm expert, then it would be great news for Bai Xingyan and Lu Zixing. After all, at this moment, the 6 could only barely suppress Bai Xingyan and Lu Zixing. It was impossible to kill them in a short time. Alright. Seeing Bai Lu's encouraging smile, Tian Liangguang laughed heartily. For a moment, his heroic spirit reached the clouds. Circulating his immortal yuan, Tian Liangguang directly picked up the immortal vanquishing bow and knocked the immortal vanquishing arrow. Then, all the immortal yuan in his body surged as he strained to draw the bow. Tang Ao naturally saw the immortal vanquishing bow in Tian Liangguang's hand. Although it was not bad, it was still lacking compared to Tang Ao's primordial sacred sky bow. However, what shocked Tang Ao was the immortal vanquishing arrow. This immortal vanquishing arrow was clearly infused with immortal essence energy by a top-notch expert at irregular intervals. Within the immortal vanquishing arrow, Tang Ao could sense 9 layers of restrictions and terrifying immortal essence energy. If he could fully activate the celestial essence energy sealed by the 9 layers of restrictions, Tang Ao reckoned that even if Tian Liangguang was a fool, he would still be able to kill a turbid heaven stage expert with a single arrow. However, to Tang Ao's disappointment, Tian Liangguang had only managed to open 3 layers of restrictions on the celestial vanquishing arrow despite using all his strength. Moreover, the instant Tian Liangguang let go, the 3 layers of restrictions instantly recovered. Thus, the arrow that Tian Liangguang shot out was only a very ordinary arrow. Such an arrow wouldn't pose much of a threat to a yin-yang realm cultivator, let alone a muddy heaven realm expert fighting in midair. When a martial artist wearing a red mask saw the celestial vanquishing arrow in midair, he felt a chill run down his spine. Under the red mask, Hu Yang looked at the celestial vanquishing arrow flying toward him. He almost went crazy. Hu Yang turned his head and looked at a black-masked cultivator in the distance. He could not help but send a voice transmission, "Tian Chuxing, are you crazy?" Naturally, Tian Chuxing also saw the celestial vanquishing arrow flying toward Hu Yang. Tian Chuxing's expression immediately turned cold as he said, "This is fake. What are you afraid of?" Tian Chuxing knew that the celestial vanquishing arrow wasn't fake. However, his arrogant good-for-nothing son simply didn't have the ability to activate the celestial vanquishing arrow. Chapter 2666. After Tian Liangguang shot the arrow, he was still waiting to kill the guy with the red mask. However, Tian Liangguang didn't expect that not only did the celestial destroying arrow fail to kill the expert with the red mask, but it was also sent flying by the opponent's palm. Tang Ao's eyes narrowed. Hu Yang's casual palm directly broke the 7 layers of the celestial destroying arrow's restriction. If the last 2 layers were broken, Tang Ao and the other 2 would have died unjustly today. Thinking of this, Tang Ao didn't dare to hide anymore. This celestial destroying arrow was too dangerous. If Tian Liangguang shot another arrow, and one of the warriors broke the 9 layers of restriction, then Tang Ao and Bai Lu would be killed by Tian Liangguang. Tang Ao didn't hesitate. He waved his hand, and 10 pieces of pure gold sand fairy tool shields appeared immediately. The celestial destroying arrow smashed all the fairy tool shields. After smashing 10 fairy tool shields, the speed and momentum of the celestial destroying arrow weakened. Lightning surged around Tang Ao, and several bolts of lightning instantly wrapped around the immortal vanquishing arrow. Even with the 10 immortal tier shields protecting him earlier, the formidable power behind the immortal vanquishing arrow had still sent Tang Ao flying. A casual attack from a celestial chaotic realm warrior was so terrifying. However, there were also many warriors who looked at Tang Ao with envy. No one expected that one person could have so many pure gold fairy tools. Some warriors felt it was a pity. Every pure gold fairy tool could be cultivated into a life fairy tool. Now that these 10 fairy tool shields that hadn't matured yet were broken, true martial realm lost another 10 life fairy tools. Bang! After smashing many boulders along the way, Tang Ao completely removed the strength of the celestial destroying arrow. After removing the strength of the celestial destroying arrow, Tang Ao didn't wait for Tian Liangguang to come over to ask for the celestial destroying arrow. Immediately, a dazzling golden longbow appeared in Tang Ao's hand. This bow was the peak 9th grade fairy tool, primordial sacred heavenly bow. When Tang Ao's cultivation was still low, he couldn't exert the full power of the primordial sacred heavenly bow. He couldn't even exert 10% of the primordial sacred heavenly bow's power. But now, with the improvement of Tang Ao's cultivation, the primordial sacred heavenly bow truly revealed its extraordinary power. Ha! Tang Ao roared and shot the celestial vanquishing arrow at the primordial sacred heavenly bow. Immediately, countless lightning bolts gathered around Tang Ao and gathered on the primordial sacred heavenly bow. Immediately, countless thunder gathered on the origin sacred divine bow, gathered on the celestial sacred arrow. Tang Ao's powerful soul remembrance instantly condensed on the immortal destroying arrow. With Tang Ao's strength, it wasn't enough to break through the immortal destroying arrow's 9 restrictions. However, Tang Ao didn't intend to use brute force to break the restriction. With a thought, Tang Ao expelled the Tao of Fire again. The Tao of Fire that had just calmed down became violent again. A terrifying aura spread. Tang Ao felt that his body and soul were about to be incinerated into nothingness by the Tao of Fire. Tang Ao didn't dare to be careless. He quickly guided the power of the Tao of Fire to the celestial destroying arrow. In an instant, the power of the Tao of Fire seemed to have found an outlet. It attacked the celestial destroying arrow crazily. The 9 layers of restriction of the celestial destroying arrow were broken by the Tao of Fire almost instantly. Chapter 26-67. However, Tang Ao had overestimated himself. Even though Tang Ao had given it his all, he still couldn't break the last half of the restriction. Instead, a powerful force counterattacked. Tang Ao's spiritual sea and soul sea were making cracking sounds, as though they couldn't withstand the terrifying pressure and were about to shatter. Just as Tang Ao was at his wit's end, the remaining half of the Thunder Tao Law in Tang Ao's body suddenly flickered with brilliance. Immediately, the terrifying power of thunder broke the last half of the restriction like a hot knife through butter. Before Tang Ao could rejoice, he saw that the Thunder Tao Law's aura was extremely weak after breaking the last half of the restriction. It was also covered in countless cracks, as though it would shatter at any time. Tang Ao knew that this wasn't because the difference between the Thunder Tao Law and the Fire Tao Law was really that big. Instead, it was because the Thunder Tao Law was already damaged and only had half of it left. If the Thunder Tao Law was at its peak, it wouldn't necessarily be weaker than the Fire Tao Law. There was no time to think too much. At the moment, the terrifying power of the celestial vanquishing arrow was completely unleashed, and Tang Ao couldn't control his body. Go! With a roar, Tang Ao exerted all his strength. Buzz! The celestial vanquishing arrow suddenly trembled, and the space in front of Tang Ao instantly shattered. Then, everyone watched in shock as a golden light flew out of Tang Ao's hand and cut through the space at an incredible speed. Immediately, the golden light didn't stop and whizzed directly towards a martialist wearing a white mask. The martialist wearing the white mask was anxious. Of course, he could tell what the golden light flying towards him was. With a wave of his hand, he formed a seal. At the moment of life and death, the martialist wearing the white mask didn't dare to hold back. A mountain-like giant shadow instantly appeared behind him, and the martialist immediately pushed out his palm. The giant behind him also pushed out its palm and collided with the celestial vanquishing arrow. Everyone stopped and watched this earth-shattering collision. Although the martialist wearing the white mask had used his strongest move, Tian Chuxing's heart still turned cold. Tian Chuxing had considered many scenarios, but he hadn't expected that his stupid son would actually bring the immortal vanquishing arrow. What Tian Chuxing didn't expect even more was that not only did Tian Liangguang bring the immortal extinguishing arrow, but Tang Ao, a puny astral-reaching ant, actually had the ability to break the 9 layers of restrictions. What did the 9 layers of restrictions on the celestial vanquishing arrow mean? It could even kill a Dao master. Tian Chuxing didn't know who this guy wearing a white mask was, but Tian Chuxing knew that this guy was dead. At least half of this guy's death was on Tian Chuxing's head. At this moment, Tian Chuxing wished he could chop that unfilial son of his into pieces. Sure enough, the mountain-like giant couldn't resist the celestial vanquishing arrow at all. Its huge arm was easily shattered by the celestial vanquishing arrow. Then, under everyone's shocked gazes, the celestial vanquishing arrow pierced through the white-masked martial artist's heart. After one arrow, the martial artist's life came to an end. A powerful strength spread out, shattering the mask and revealing the martial artist's appearance. Luo Zizhang. Bai Xingyan immediately cried out after seeing this martial artist. The spectators were also shocked. Although Luo Zizhang was an expert at the 5th level of the Chaotic Heaven stage, he was only the weakest Chaotic Heaven stage expert here. The reason why everyone was so shocked was because Luo Zizhang's identity was very special. Chapter 2668. While everyone was lost in thought, an angry voice suddenly rang out. Tang Ao raised his head and saw the space in the sky shatter. Then, 3 figures walked out. The leader of the group was full of killing intent, and his anger was uncontrollable. Brother Xingyan, don't get me wrong. This time, it was Luo Zizhang, that bastard, who acted on his own. I'll capture the remaining 5 thieves and let you deal with them. Luo Yangji took a step forward and the space shattered. Luo Yangji's cultivation of a half-step to Dao Master was revealed. Compared to Lu Zixing, Luo Yangji's aura was even stronger. His every move made Tang Ao feel like the world was falling apart. Luo Yangji stretched out his hand and grabbed the red-masked warrior. Then, his celestial core power shattered the red mask, and Hu Yang's face was revealed. Hu Yang from the Black Merchant House. Humph! Luo Yangji snorted and threw Hu Yang, whose cultivation was sealed, in front of Bai Xingyan like a piece of trash. The remaining 4 masked warriors didn't dare to attack Luo Yangji when they saw how fierce he was. Without any hesitation, they tore the space apart and tried to escape. Luo Yangji attacked again, and caught a blue-masked warrior. The mask shattered instantly, and a middle-aged man with a goatee appeared under the mask. Song Ji of the Heaven Martial Arts Realm. Very good. After sealing his celestial core power, Luo Yangji threw Song Ji away. Then, Luo Yangji tore the space apart and continued to chase them. Luo Yangji said, "Brother Xingyan, don't worry. I'll give you a satisfactory explanation. Although Bai Xingyan had seen Luo Zizhang before, he didn't doubt that Luo Yangji would do such a thing. If Luo Yangji wanted to attack him, he wouldn't do it in the Langya realm, no matter how stupid he was. Moreover, with Luo Yangji's strength, if he wanted to deal with him, as long as he found a time when he was alone, Luo Yangji could easily kill him. According to Bai Xingyan, even if Bai Xingyan captured Hu Yang and Song Ji, he would not reveal their identities to the public. As for the 3 people who had run away, Bai Xingyan wouldn't chase after them. Although there were many heaven martial arts realm experts in the true martial arts realm, there weren't many of them. Whether it was Langya Boundary Lord or Bai Xingyan, they could easily investigate the identities of the other martial artists. But now, Luo Yang had captured Hu Yang of the Black Merchant's house and Song Ji of the heavenly martial arts realm. Moreover, he had shown everyone that he was forcing the Starry Sky Chamber of Commerce to become enemies with these 2 factions. If the identities of Hu Yang and Song Ji had not been revealed, no matter how they were dealt with, even if they were killed, there would still be room for reconciliation. But now it was too late to say anything. Since they were going to become enemies sooner or later, Bai Xingyan could only kill Hu Yang and Song Ji now. "Father, be careful." Hu knew that at this moment, one of the 2 old men who had followed Luo Yangji would suddenly attack Bai Xingyan. This person was at the 9th level of the Turbid Heaven stage, so how could Bai Xingyan resist? "Hey, little thing, you dare to be impudent in front of your grandpa Lu." Fortunately, at this moment, Lu Zixing kicked from afar. This kick shattered the space and sent the black-clothed elder flying. However, the elder had deliberately let Lu Zixing kick him. Celestial core power wrapped around Hu Yang and Song Ji, then he tore the space and left. "Elder Yuan, don't let Han Tianda escape." Bai Xingyan immediately shouted at the other elder in a black robe in midair, when he saw that the elder had kidnapped Hu Yang and Song Ji. However, after Bai Xingyan shouted, the elder's face darkened and he fell from midair. He had obviously been poisoned. Tang Ao hadn't expected that tonight's battle would end like this. However, Tang Ao also knew that this matter was far from over. Of the 6 people who had besieged Bai Xingyan, apart from Luo Zizhang, who had been killed by the celestial destroying arrow, the other 5, including Hu Yang and Song Ji, who had been captured by the Langya Realm Lord, had been rescued. Tang Ao knew that he would be in danger in the future. Tang Ao had seen Hu Yang and Song Ji before, but Tang Ao didn't even know who the other 3 were. It felt like he was being watched by a venomous snake in the dark. Logically speaking, after what had happened, it was best for Tang Ao not to go to the unbounded desolation. He should quickly return to the City of Immortal Ruins to hide, go to the Tao-Seeking Academy, or stay with Bai Lu in the Starry Sky Chamber of Commerce. Chapter 2669. Stars twinkled above Galaxy City, and snowflakes fell. The originally bustling Galaxy City was now desolate. The Starry Sky Chamber of Commerce's president and Grand Elder had been ambushed. Anyone related to this matter would be in trouble. At this moment, the bustling crowds on the streets of Galaxy City had dissipated and returned to their inns and cave residences. In the Galaxy City Conference Hall, Bai Xingyan and a group of experts were discussing tonight's matter. Tang Ao had also received an invitation, but Tang Ao was not interested in this kind of talk, so Tang Ao returned to his room. Apart from Luo Zizhang, who had been killed by the celestial vanquishing arrow, the other 5 who had attacked Bai Xingyan had all escaped. This was not good news for Tang Ao. Although Tang Ao still had strong enemies like Origin Magnet Dao Master and Sky Martial Dao Master, neither of them knew about Tang Ao at the moment. Sky Martial Dao Master did not know that Nian Jiuxiao was not dead and had taken Tang Ao as his disciple. Origin Magnet Dao Master wanted to find the jade body of the 9 Dragons Emperor, but he only knew that a warrior with the jade body of the 9 Dragons Emperor had come to the desolate martial realm. Origin Magnet Dao Master did not know that the one with the jade body of the Nine Dragons Emperor was Tang Ao. Therefore, compared to Origin Magnet Dao Master and Sky Martial Dao Master, the three unknown Chaotic Heaven Realm experts were the most terrifying. Because Tang Ao had killed Luo Zizhang with the Celestial Vanquishing Arrow, their operation tonight had failed. These people must hate Tang Ao to death, but Tang Ao did not know who they were. In this way, even if Tang Ao saw them in the future, he could not escape in time. Thinking of this, Tang Ao could not help but feel a headache. However, Tang Ao believed that with the Starry Sky Chamber of Commerce's means, they could still find out the identities of these three experts. Moreover, the Langya Realm Lord had also chased after them. With the Langya Realm Lord's strength, as long as he caught up with them, the Langya Realm would definitely be able to capture the other three. Tang Ao felt very helpless. He had only come to Star River City to take a flying spirit boat to the realm of unbounded desolation. In the end, the issue of the ship tickets had been resolved, but he had offended 5 Chaotic Heaven stage powerhouses at once. At this moment, Tang Ao was secretly lamenting in his heart that he was simply too good at causing trouble. However, even Tang Ao was shocked by the power of the Celestial Vanquishing Arrow. Tang Ao estimated that if he could unleash the full power of the Primordial Sacred Sky Bow, the power of the Primordial Sacred Sky Bow would definitely not be weaker than the Immortal Vanquishing Arrow. However, Tang Ao felt that if he wanted to unleash the full power of the Primordial Sacred Sky Bow, he would need to be at least at the Chaotic Heaven Realm. Tang Ao was only at the 6th level of Astral Reaching Realm. There was still a long way to go before he reached the Chaotic Sky Realm. However, if he could have a few more Celestial Vanquishing Arrows, Tang Ao would have more confidence even when facing Chaotic Heaven stage powerhouses. Previously, although Tang Ao had launched a sneak attack, after the Celestial Vanquishing Arrow was shot, Luo Zizhang did not have the strength to fight back and was directly shot to death by Tang Ao. Thinking of the Celestial Vanquishing Arrow, Tang Ao's mind became active. Chapter 2670. In the entire Langya world, there were only 5 factions with Turbid Heaven Realm experts. Langya World's Kingdom Lord Palace, Tang Ao's Immortal Ruins Chamber of Commerce, Dao Seeking Academy, Green Lotus Palace and Opposing Blood Valley. Although Starry Sky Chamber of Commerce also had Turbid Heaven Realm experts, it wasn't considered a local faction in Langya World. Speaking of Green Lotus Palace, Tang Ao immediately thought of his Shinnon Cauldron. Back then, Green Lotus Palace's Lu Qinghe had an agreement with Tang Ao. As long as Tang Ao could safely return to Langya World, he could go to Green Lotus Palace to find her for Shinnon Cauldron. Tang Ao didn't have any pills that required Shinnon Cauldron to concoct, so Tang Ao could only put this matter on the back burner. Although Lu Qinghe wasn't kind to steal his Shinnon Cauldron, as long as he could get it back, Tang Ao couldn't be bothered to argue with her. "Have you rested?" Bai Lu's clear voice came from outside the room. Tang Ao saw that Bai Lu's expression wasn't very good, as if something bad had happened. "Junior sister Bai Lu, what happened?" Bai Lu always gave Tang Ao the feeling that she was calm. At this moment, Tang Ao saw that Bai Lu was frowning. "Luoyang Ji Kingdom Lord is back." Bai Lu walked into Tang Ao's cultivation room and sat down. "Kingdom Lord Luo is back. Did he not catch up to the other 3? Tang Ao sighed helplessly. These people dared to openly deal with Bai Xingyan in Langya World. They must have made ample preparations. If it wasn't for Tang Ao killing Luo Zizhang, Bai Xingyan and Lu Zixing would most likely have died in Langya World. This time, Bai Lu didn't speak. Instead, she took out a pearl and shot it into the air. Instantly, formless ripples spread out. Even with Tang Ao's soul remembrance, he couldn't sense the situation outside the barrier. Kingdom Lord Luo did not catch up to the other 3. Those 3 all had top-grade escape talismans and left Langya World. Originally, I thought that I could use the Starry Sky Commerce's intelligence network to find out their backgrounds. However, even after using the Starry Sky Commerce's intelligence network, I still couldn't find out their identities. Although Bai Lu's expression was calm, Tang Ao could see the worry in her eyes. By now, Tang Ao had figured out the purpose of Bai Lu's visit. Other than the information she had given him, Tang Ao believed that Bai Lu was trying to persuade him not to go to the realm of unbounded desolation. Senior Marshal Brother Tang Ao, I don't know why you're going to the realm of unbounded desolation, but before we confirm the identities of the other 3 experts, you'd better stay in the Starry Sky Chamber of Commerce or return to the Chamber of Immortality. Tang Ao's guess was right. Bai Lu's purpose of coming here this time, other than obtaining Tang Ao's information, was to persuade Tang Ao. Ha ha ha, junior sister Bai Lu, don't worry. Since the Langya Realm Lord said that the 3 of them have already escaped, I'll be safe as long as I'm in Luoyang. Plus, I am only a level 6 astral-reaching realm warrior. They might not even care about me. Can junior sister Bai give me a ship ticket to the realm of unbounded desolation now? Tang Ao smiled carelessly. Tang Ao knew that after what had happened, even if Bai Lu wanted to go to the realm of unbounded desolation with him, she wouldn't be able to. Bai Xingyan and Lu Zixing would never allow Bai Lu to go to the realm of unbounded desolation at this time. Tang Ao also knew that he had offended 3 chaotic heaven realm experts, which was very dangerous. Chapter 2671. On the contrary, if Tang Ao's whereabouts were erratic, these 3 experts wouldn't be able to find Tang Ao. Although these 3 people hated Tang Ao, they couldn't spend all their time chasing after Tang Ao. After listening to Tang Ao's explanation, Bai Lu no longer frowned. After thinking for a while, Bai Lu said, "All right, I'll give you the Flying Spirit boat ticket, but you have to promise to find me in the Starry Sky realm when you return from the region of unbounded desolation." The Starry Sky realm was one of the 36 martial realms in the true martial realm and the origin of the Starry Sky Chamber of Commerce. Now that someone was obviously going to deal with the Starry Sky Chamber of Commerce, Bai Xingyan was worried about Bai Lu staying in the Langya realm, so he wanted to bring her back to the Starry Sky realm. Hearing Bai Lu's words, Tang Ao felt a headache coming on. Tang Ao had said long ago that the more women there were, the more trouble there would be. Now, Tang Ao's trouble had come. Silvermoon told Tang Ao to find her in the Dao Seeking Academy within 3 years, and now Bai Lu wanted Tang Ao to find her in the Starry Sky realm when he returned from the region of unbounded desolation. Tang Ao has feelings for Silvermoon, but as for Bai Lu, Tang Ao always felt that Bai Lu was like a younger sister to him. After pondering for a while, Tang Ao said, "Junior sister Bai Lu, do you know about the Heavenly Dao trial?" "Yes." Bai Lu nodded, then said, "The next Heavenly Dao trial seems to be in 800 years. Why?" "That's right, but before the Heavenly Dao trial, there will be a Heavenly Dao ranking competition in 10 years. How about we make an appointment to meet in 10 years? For mortals, 10 years was a long time. However, for cultivators, 10 years was only enough for one secluded cultivation, and it wasn't even enough." Bai Lu didn't reply immediately. She thought for a long time before saying, "Okay, I will keep my promise. I will wait for you in Tiandao City. You must come," Bai Lu said and handed a storage ring to Tang Ao. Tang Ao scanned the storage ring with his sole remembrance and found 4 jade slips. These 4 jade slips recorded 4 locations. These 4 locations were rumored to have Emperor Beast bones. Originally, Bai Lu had planned to go to the realm of unbounded desolation with Tang Ao to search for the Emperor Beast bone. However, it seemed that she couldn't go now. In addition to these 4 jade slips, there were some other things in the storage ring. Seeing that most of them were life-saving items like escape talismans, Tang Ao's heart warmed. In his previous life, Tang Ao had only cultivated in a low-level plane. He had roamed the world and lived a lonely life. In this life, Tang Ao had many fetters. He had a brother like Dongswini, a big brother like Luo Shi, and many close female friends. After chatting with Tang Ao for a while, Bai Lu left Tang Ao's room. Originally, Tang Ao was going to take a look at the Star River City's Star River auction. However, after obtaining the flying spirit boat ticket, Tang Ao didn't go to the Star River auction. These days, Tang Ao stayed in his room and cultivated wholeheartedly. After offending so many experts, Tang Ao was under a lot of pressure. Although Tang Ao was fine now, if Tang Ao was stopped by those chaotic Heaven Realm experts, Tang Ao would be in danger. Therefore, he naturally wanted to improve his cultivation. Chapter 2672. After checking the tickets in the hands of the cultivators on the flying spirit boat, Tang Ao also boarded the flying spirit boat. Although the flying spirit ship had the word ship in its name, it was a huge ship. Although it couldn't be compared to a starry sky battleship, it was 1/3 the size of a void battleship. It was about 10,000 meters long and 3,000 meters wide. Although the final destination of this ship was the realm of unbounded desolation, it would pass by many cities along the way. Therefore, not everyone on this ship was going to the realm of unbounded desolation. After Tang Ao boarded the ship, an attendant led Tang Ao to his room. This starry sky ship had a total of 5 floors. Tang Ao's room was on the 4th floor, which was second only to the top floor. If Tang Ao was willing, Tang Ao could ask Bai Lu to prepare a room on the top floor for him. After all, Bai Lu was the 3rd miss of the Starry Sky Chamber of Commerce. This Starry Sky ship belonged to her family. However, Tang Ao wasn't that particular. Moreover, Tang Ao didn't want to attract any attention at all. After putting on the mask, Tang Ao transformed into an ordinary-looking middle-aged man with a shady face. Although this kind of cultivator was still a little eye-catching, it was very normal for such a cultivator to be on a starry sky ship. There were many cultivators like Tang Ao on the starry sky ship with a stern face. After entering the room, Tang Ao was very satisfied with it. The room was very clean and spotless. The only thing lacking was that the array formation in the room was actually only a grade 2 immortal array. The moment Tang Ao entered the room, he immediately changed the grade 2 immortal arrays to grade 4 immortal arrays. Even an ordinary yin-yang realm cultivator wouldn't be able to stop a grade 2 immortal array. Although Tang Ao didn't think that anyone would cause trouble on the starry sky ship, Tang Ao didn't want to be disturbed while he was cultivating. This old man is Yang Haoran, the captain of this starry sky ship. There aren't many rules on the starry sky ship. There is only one rule. Fighting is strictly prohibited. If anyone dares to act presumptuously on the ship, don't blame this old man for being impolite. A deep voice reverberated through the entire spaceship. Tang Ao had seen Yang Haoran before when he boarded the spaceship. He was a yin-yang realm stage 9 martial artist. There were about 10,000 people on the spaceship this time. Although there were many people, a yin-yang realm level 9 expert was enough to control the situation. This was because most of the warriors on the ship were from the life and death realm to the astral reaching realm. Among them, the astral reaching realm warriors were the most, and their cultivation ranged from the 1st level to the 9th level. Besides the astral reaching realm warriors, there were also life and death realm warriors, but there were only a few of them. There were also some yin-yang realm warriors on the ship, but there were even fewer of them. As the starry sky ship suddenly trembled, Tang Ao swept out with his sole remembrance and discovered that the starry sky sea had already soared into the sky and flown into the night sky. Although the speed of a starry sky ship was much slower than a starry sky battleship, it was still at least 50 times faster than an ordinary cultivator. According to Tang Ao's estimation, at this speed, he wouldn't even need 50 days. In 30 days at most, he might be able to reach the unbounded desolation domain. Ever since Tang Ao started cultivating, he had mainly focused on the Tao of Sword. Therefore, using the sword refining fruit to cultivate a natal immortal sword was very important to Tang Ao. As the enemies that Tang Ao faced continued to increase, although he could still use the Green Lotus Sword spirit, it was clear that it couldn't support Tang Ao's current battles. Therefore, Tang Ao urgently wanted to cultivate the sword refining fruit. Chapter 2673. After all, it was impossible for a martial artist to put all of his energy into the study of life souls. To use a life soul freely, he would need to pour in a lot of effort. Another point was that, different from a low-grade place like the Black-Yellow Continent, in the true martial realm, spells and abilities were extremely powerful. The time it took to master a life soul was enough for one to master a powerful spell and ability. Moreover, the true martial realm had immortal weapons. When facing an immortal weapon, an ordinary life soul wouldn't have as much of an advantage as a spirit weapon. The journey to the unbounded desolation realm was very boring. Tang Ao stayed in his room and cultivated. The more things he experienced, the more Tang Ao felt that his cultivation base was not enough. However, the path of cultivation was all about relaxation and tension. Tang Ao had just broken through to the 6th level of astral reaching realm. Although his cultivation base had already stabilized, if he wanted to break through to the 7th level, Tang Ao's foundation was still not enough. However, after a few days of cultivation, Tang Ao's immortal yuan power had also become more and more condensed and rich. This trip to the unbounded desolation realm, Tang Ao didn't know what he would face. However, there was nothing wrong with improving one's strength. Originally, Tang Ao estimated that with the speed of the starship, it would take 30 days at most to reach the unbounded desolation realm. However, only now did Tang Ao realize that 30 days was indeed not enough for the starship to reach the unbounded desolation realm. This was because on the way, the starship would stop at some big cities for half a day or so after passing by. Adding the time wasted, it would be impossible to reach the unbounded desolation realm in less than 50 days. One day, while cultivating, Tang Ao suddenly discovered that the restriction at the door had been activated. Tang Ao scanned with his soul remembrance, and discovered a blue-robed youngster standing in front of his door. Tang Ao was somewhat puzzled. Tang Ao had some impression of this blue-robed youngster, who was a passenger in the cultivation room next to his. However, Tang Ao hadn't left the starship since arriving, and he didn't have any relationship with this martial artist. Therefore, Tang Ao didn't know why the other party would suddenly come to find him. Although he was puzzled, Tang Ao still opened the restriction. After Tang Ao opened the restrictive spell, the blue-robed young man clasped his hands towards Tang Ao and said, "Senior Marshal Brother, my name is Lu Ziming. Senior Marshal Brother, are you also going to the realm of unbounded desolation to train?" Lu Ziming's words were very polite. However, Tang Ao grew more and more confused. According to Tang Ao's estimation, the starship would reach the border of the realm of unbounded desolation in about a day. Since they were still on the starship, it was obvious that they were going to enter the realm of unbounded desolation to train. Lu Ziming wasn't here to look for trouble. He didn't seem like the kind of person who would look for trouble. Why would he ask such a question? Seeing the confused look on Tang Ao's face, Lu Ziming suddenly realized that this might be Tang Ao's first time in the realm of unbounded desolation, and he didn't know much about it. Therefore, Lu Ziming continued, "Senior Marshal Brother, please don't be surprised. After the starship stops at Grand Desolation City, you can choose to train in Grand Desolation City, or you can enter the realm of unbounded desolation to train. If Senior Marshal Brother wants to enter the realm of unbounded desolation to train, I would like to invite Senior Marshal Brother to come with us. After all, the realm of unbounded desolation is a very dangerous place, and the martial artists in the realm of unbounded desolation are very xenophobic. My name is Tang Ao. Junior Marshal Brother Lu, please come in. Tang Ao really didn't know what Lu Ziming was talking about. Furthermore, in Tang Ao's impression, the realm of unbounded desolation was the territory of countless demonic beasts. Even the Langya Realm Lord was far away from it. Now, no matter what Lu Ziming said, the martial artists in the realm of unbounded desolation were xenophobic. Chapter 2674. The Emperor Beast Bone was very important to Tang Ao. Moreover, if possible, Tang Ao wanted to find 2 of them and give one to Bai Lu as a gift. Bai Lu must also need the Emperor Beast Bone for some reason. Otherwise, she would not have collected 4 maps of the Emperor Beast Bone. However, Tang Ao did not know if Bai Lu did not want to tell him, or if she did not have the time. Senior brother, please speak. Hearing that Tang Ao did not want to join his team, a trace of regret flashed through Lu Ziming's eyes. Lu Ziming's team had 5 people in total. Besides Lu Ziming and another astral-reaching realm warrior, the other 3 were all at the 3rd level of astral-reaching realm. With their cultivation, they could barely protect themselves in most places in the Langya realm as long as they did not provoke any powerful warriors. However, entering the unbounded desolation region would be a bit dangerous. Junior brother Lu just said that the Great Desolation City can also be used for training. What does that mean? Tang Ao knew about the Great Desolation City. It was the destination of the starship this time. The ship would not enter the unbounded desolation region directly. Instead, it would stop at the Great Desolation City and then return. However, this was the first time that Tang Ao had heard about the Great Desolation City. Haha, I see. It seems like it is indeed senior brother Tang Ao's first time in the Great Desolation City. Then, I will explain it to senior brother Tang Ao in detail. Lu Ziming thought for a while and said, the Great Desolation City is the biggest city in the Langya realm. Its area is more than 300 times that of the Star River City. In the Great Desolation City, there is an army of Langya realm warriors. Could it be that they are here to defend against the demonic beasts in the unbounded desolation region? Tang Ao asked curiously. Of course not. The Langya realm's warrior army exists to protect the Langya realm. They mainly deal with the Earth Demon realm and the martial realm that is hostile to the Langya realm. The Great Desolation City has a teleportation array that connects to the border camps of the Langya realm. Any warrior from the Langya realm can join the army of the Great Desolation City and accumulate battle merits. Hearing Lu Ziming's words, Tang Ao immediately understood. The ruler of the Langya world was the Langya World Lord. Joining the Great Desolate City's army naturally meant that one would become a subordinate of the Langya World Lord. Moreover, Tang Ao reckoned that joining the Grand Desolate City's martial artist army would definitely bring him many benefits. Otherwise, it would be impossible for there to be around 90% of the cultivators still on the starship. Originally, Tang Ao thought that these people were going to the realm of unbounded desolation to gain experience. But now, it seemed that most of them were going to join the army of Grand Desolation City. After that, Lu Ziming told Tang Ao in detail about the benefits of joining the martialist army. After listening to Lu Ziming's words, Tang Ao deeply understood the control the Langya Boundary Lord had over the Langya Boundary. When Tang Ao saw the Langya Boundary Lord in the Celestial River City that day, he had thought that the Boundary Lord was just an empty title and would not play much of a role in the Langya Boundary. However, only now did Tang Ao realize that the Langya Boundary Lord was the true ruler of the Langya Boundary. The entire Langya Boundary was under the Boundary Lord's control. Although the Starry Sky Chamber of Commerce had the Celestial River City, the Immortal Ruins Chamber of Commerce had the Immortal Ruins City, and many other forces had occupied various places in the Langya Boundary, all the places in the Langya Boundary belonged to the Langya Boundary Lord. Chapter 2675. If he obtained the land, he would be able to use it forever, and he wouldn't have to pay rent to the Realm Lord Talisman. However, there were very few forces with fiefdoms. Only a few ancient families in the Langia boundary had them. However, these ancient clans were under the protection of the Langia Realm Lord. No one dared to touch them. When Tang Ao heard that he could use his battle merits to exchange for territory and many other benefits in the Langia world, he was tempted. Tang Ao was pondering whether he could establish a 7 kills sect in the Langia boundary if he could obtain enough battle merits in the Langia boundary's army and obtain a piece of land. Perhaps he could establish a 7 kills sect in the Langia boundary. Thinking of this, Tang Ao couldn't help but feel a surge of emotions. Perhaps he understood Tang Ao's thoughts. Lu Ziming continued, "If Senior Marshal Brother Tang Ao is interested in territories, it'll be easier for you to get them in the realm of unbounded desolation." How so? This time, Lu Ziming was right. After knowing that the Immortal Ruins Merchant Union and the Dao Seeking Academy rented their territories from the World Lord Palace, Tang Ao was immediately more interested in this piece of land. It could be said that as long as one could obtain a piece of land, even if it was not permanent, as long as they had the right to use it for tens of thousands of years, it would be extremely good. This kind of territory bestowed by the Langia Realm Lord, other than the protection of the Langia Realm Lord, there were also countless benefits. However, according to what Lu Ziming had just said, the amount of battle merits needed to exchange for a territory was extremely terrifying. If that was the case, then it shouldn't be that easy to obtain territory in the realm of unbounded desolation. Why did Lu Ziming say that it was very easy to obtain territory in the realm of unbounded desolation? You might not know this, Senior Marshal Brother Tang Ao, but hundreds of thousands of years ago, the realm of unbounded desolation and the Langia realm were never united. The realm of unbounded desolation was a martial world named the Great Desolation Realm. After it had shattered, it had crashed into the Langia realm and merged with it. The realm of unbounded desolation takes up 60% of the entire Langia realm. 40% of the Langia realm is under the jurisdiction of the Langia realm's realm master, but 60% of the realm of unbounded desolation is under his jurisdiction. The realm lord didn't care? Tang Ao was flabbergasted. Tang Ao was truly flabbergasted. According to the Langia Realm Lord's control over the Langia realm, even if something was wrong with the 60% of the realm of unbounded desolation, the Realm Lord wouldn't just ignore it. That's right. This is the charm and danger of the realm of unbounded desolation. Because the Realm Lord doesn't care about it, any force or martial artist can enter the realm of unbounded desolation. This is not only a trial for the forces of the Langia realm, but also a way to reduce the internal friction between the forces of the Langia realm. Lu Ziming hastily stopped talking. Then, Lu Ziming smiled bitterly and said, "I was just talking about the realm of unbounded desolation." Lu Ziming didn't continue, but Tang Ao did understand. Demonic beasts ran rampant in the realm of unbounded desolation. It didn't matter whether it was rogue cultivators or major forces, they would have to face these terrifying demonic beasts if they entered the realm of unbounded desolation. Secondly, since Realm Lord Langia wasn't in charge of the realm of unbounded desolation, the sects in the realm of unbounded desolation would inevitably fight each other for resources. For this reason, the realm of unbounded desolation was bound to be in chaos. Even so, since people could enter the realm of unbounded desolation at will, as long as their fists were bigger, everyone would want to squeeze into the realm of unbounded desolation. Even though there were countless demonic beasts in the realm of unbounded desolation, as long as one was strong enough, they would be nothing more than inexhaustible materials. Chapter 2676. Tang Ao's 6th-level astral-reaching realm cultivation was indeed nothing in the Langia realm. However, Tang Ao was well aware that, given his cultivation base, he was more than capable of establishing his own sect in some remote areas. Since that was the case, it shouldn't be a problem for him to claim a piece of land in the realm of unbounded desolation. Tang Ao had always felt that he was a rootless duckweed drifting around after he had arrived in the true martial world. After learning the rules of the realm of unbounded desolation, Tang Ao's mind started to work. As long as he could gain a foothold in the realm of unbounded desolation, his friends in the ruins of immortality and the martial practitioners from the Seven Kills sect in the profound Yellow Continent would be able to establish their own forces in the realm of unbounded desolation. Junior Martial Brother Lu, are all the yin-yang stage experts in the realm of unbounded desolation established sects? Although Tang Ao was confident that with his 6th-level astral-reaching realm strength, he would be able to get his own territory in the unbounded desolation region. However, Tang Ao still wanted to ask Lu Ziming for some information. Ha ha ha, Senior Brother Tang Ao is worrying too much. How can there be so many yin-yang realm experts? Even though the realm of unbounded desolation was filled with demon beasts, it was also filled with countless opportunities. Therefore, there were even mortals and low-grade martial artists in the realm of unbounded desolation. After all, the realm of unbounded desolation had a large amount of immortal spirit plant. Furthermore, under the protection of some major forces, you can cultivate some spirit fields and plant spirit grains on your own. The income is quite considerable. Lu Ziming did not explain in detail, but Tang Ao already understood. The realm of unbounded desolation had directly opened a brand new door for Tang Ao. At this moment, Tang Ao's heart was surging with emotions. Tang Ao had already made up his mind to claim a piece of land in the realm of unbounded desolation. The realm of unbounded desolation is divided into 4 grades: heaven, earth, profound, and yellow. If a force had 1 astral-reaching realm warrior, they would be able to apply to become a yellow rank force. With 10 astral-reaching realm warriors, one would be able to become a mysterious rank power. With a yin-yang realm martial artist, one could apply to become an earth-class force. With 10 yin-yang realm martial artists, one could become a heaven-class force. Every level of power had endless benefit. Of course, no matter which faction it is, they will have to face the attacks of the other factions. After hearing Lu Ziming's words, Tang Ao asked curiously, "Are all the heaven-grade forces in the realm of unbounded desolation supported by the major forces in the Langya realm?" "That's not the case. There are many benefits in the realm of unbounded desolation, but every heaven-grade force has experienced countless years of trials and tribulations. Some of them might have connections with the various factions in the Langya realm, but the factions in the Langya realm were still unable to control these heaven-rank factions. Hundreds of years ago, the Chamber of Commerce in the ruins of immortality once supported a force and provided a large amount of resources to make it a heaven-grade force. Lu Ziming did not know that Tang Ao came from the Chamber of Commerce in the ruins of immortality, so he directly told him about the dark history of the Chamber of Commerce. As a result, the force supported by the Chamber of Immortal Ruins was besieged by numerous heaven-grade forces in the realm of unbounded desolation before it could rise to prominence. The local forces in the realm of unbounded desolation are no weaker than the Chamber of Immortality. Even though the Chamber of Immortality dispatched powerful experts to reinforce them, they were still annihilated by the heaven-grade forces in the realm of unbounded desolation. Only now did Tang Ao truly realize that the Langya Realm Lord had truly let go of the development of the realm of unbounded desolation. However, Tang Ao also secretly guessed that the reason why the Langya Realm Lord had let go of the development of the realm of unbounded desolation was very likely because the Langya Realm Lord was in control of those few heaven-grade forces. Or, in other words, the Langya Realm Lord was in control of at least more than half of the heaven-grade forces. Chapter 2677. Ha ha ha, Senior Martial Brother Tang Ao must be joking. I just want to establish a yellow rank force. Even if I can find a place suitable for growing 5-element rice, I won't want to establish a force. In the realm of unbounded desolation, there are countless small forces that don't have a rank. If it's not necessary, don't establish a force. The native martial artists of the realm of unbounded desolation hate other martial artists. It's not easy to establish a force. Originally, if Lu Ziming wanted to establish a profound rank force, Tang Ao could go and observe. However, since Lu Ziming only wanted to establish a yellow rank force, Tang Ao wasn't too interested. As for the 5-element rice, Tang Ao also knew about it. 5-element rice was a kind of rare spiritual grain that consumed a lot of immortal spiritual qi to grow. In places with thin, immortal spiritual qi, this kind of spiritual grain couldn't grow at all. Even if it could grow, it would consume a lot of immortal spiritual qi in the surroundings. Therefore, although 5-element rice was profitable, there weren't many places suitable for growing it in the Langya realm. Currently, most of the 5-element rice sold in the Langya realm's merchant houses came from the realm of unbounded desolation. After exchanging communication pearls with Lu Ziming, Tang Ao took out a map of the realm of unbounded desolation and began to study it. The area recorded on the map was very vast, but it only covered 1/10 of the realm of unbounded desolation. It wasn't hard to tell how vast the realm of unbounded desolation was. Since he had made up his mind to explore the realm of unbounded desolation, Tang Ao naturally had to study it carefully. Otherwise, he would be clueless when he entered the realm of unbounded desolation. The geographical description of the realm of unbounded desolation was very detailed. Unfortunately, it didn't mark any forces. Tang Ao knew why. Due to the special rules of the realm of unbounded desolation, the forces in the realm of unbounded desolation had to rotate very quickly. If a force went to explore the realm of unbounded desolation without sufficient strength, it was very likely that it would be destroyed by others at night. Therefore, there were no forces marked on the map. Although there were no forces marked, the density of immortal spiritual qi, the strength of demonic beasts, and the distribution of various resources were recorded. After studying the map for a while, Tang Ao realized that the areas in the realm of unbounded desolation could be divided into 3 parts. The periphery of the realm of unbounded desolation was very vast. However, the immortal spiritual power here was only slightly richer than in the ruins of immortality, and the natural laws of heaven and earth were complete. Tang Ao hadn't seen any cultivation resources in this region. Soon, they arrived at the central region of the realm of unbounded desolation. The density of immortal spiritual energy in this place had already surpassed most of the regions in Langya world, and the resources were also very abundant. With a casual glance, he could see many marked mineral veins. At this rate, there would only be more unmarked veins. Tang Ao's gaze continued to peer into the depths of the realm of unbounded desolation. According to Tang Ao, the area beyond the central region of the realm of unbounded desolation was called the heart of unbounded desolation. When they arrived at this place, Tang Ao felt a little dizzy. Even with Tang Ao's net worth, Tang Ao could only sigh at how rich this place was. Perhaps it was because this place was so rich that even the powerful Chamber of Commerce in the ruins of immortality wanted to take a share of it. Tang Ao guessed that these places must have been occupied by heaven-grade forces. No matter how envious Tang Ao was, he could only look around. As for the rest, he didn't think too much about it. Withdrawing his gaze, Tang Ao sighed inwardly. After all, even though this region was called the depths of the realm of unbounded desolation, it was only the periphery of the realm of unbounded desolation on the map. At this point, an idea suddenly occurred to Tang Ao. According to Tang Ao's experience, the denser the immortal spiritual power, the richer the cultivation resources, and the more complete the natural laws of heaven and earth were, the stronger the cultivators and demonic beasts would be. Since the realm of unbounded desolation met all 3 of these conditions, What on earth was in the depths of the realm of unbounded desolation? At this point, Tang Ao couldn't help but feel that perhaps it wasn't that the Langya Realm Lord didn't want to manage the realm of unbounded desolation, but for some reason, he simply couldn't manage it. Otherwise, the Lord of the Langya Realm, who had ruled over the Langya Realm for countless years, wouldn't have left such a vast area of the realm of unbounded desolation unexplored. Just as Tang Ao was lost in his thoughts, the starship suddenly shook violently. Tang Ao was somewhat surprised. He had been so engrossed in studying the map that an entire night had passed before he realized it. Chapter 2678. Tang Ao pushed open the door and saw Lu Ziming. Beside Lu Ziming, there were 2 men and 1 woman, 3 martial artists. After seeing Tang Ao, Lu Ziming cupped his fists towards Tang Ao and invited again, "Senior brother Tang Ao, the demonic beasts in the unbounded desolation region are very dangerous. Senior brother Tang Ao, why don't you come with us?" After entering the unbounded desolation region, the more martial artists there were and the stronger they were, the safer they would be. As far as Lu Ziming was concerned, Tang Ao was also a wandering martial artist. There was no conflict of interest in inviting such a martial artist to his team. However, for some reason, Tang Ao didn't seem to want to team up with them. "Junior brother Lu, I have some things to take care of in the unbounded desolation region, so I won't team up with you. We've exchanged communication pearls. If you run into any trouble in the unbounded desolation region, you can find me." Lu Ziming had helped Tang Ao quite a bit. If not for Lu Ziming, Tang Ao wouldn't have known that there were so many things in the unbounded desolation region. Therefore, if Lu Ziming and the others ran into trouble in the unbounded desolation region, as long as Tang Ao received the news, he would be willing to help Lu Ziming once. "Humph, you're only at the astral reaching realm, yet you dare to talk big like this. Senior brother Lu has invited you several times because he thinks highly of you. You really think too highly of yourself." After Tang Ao refused, an ear-piercing voice was immediately heard. Tang Ao's brows twitched as he saw the speaker was a young man with long and narrow eyes and extremely thin lips. This young man gave off the impression of a mean and crafty person at first glance. Now that he had opened his mouth, it was indeed so. Tang Ao could tell that this young man was also at the 5th level of the astral reaching realm. He was brimming with arrogance. He seemed to be very dissatisfied with his refusal of Lu Ziming's invitation. If they weren't on the starship, Tang Ao would have suspected that this guy would stop him. Junior martial brother Wu is frank and straightforward. Senior martial brother Tang Ao, please don't mind him. Seeing the conflict between Tang Ao and Wu Shuhua, Lu Ziming immediately spoke up to dissuade them. After saying that, he cupped his fists towards Tang Ao. "Senior brother Tang Ao, we will meet again." Lu Ziming felt very regretful that he could not invite Tang Ao to join his team. Tang Ao's cultivation base was even higher than his. Adding in the fact that he had a few people with him, they might be able to establish a yellow rank force in the realm of unbounded desolation. After applying to become a yellow-ranked faction, one would be able to open up the surrounding forests, mines, and herb field. However, it could be said that the realm of unbounded desolation was filled with forces of all levels. Ordinary martial artists who entered the realm of unbounded desolation would usually choose a force to join instead of wasting time and effort to establish a low-level force. However, Lu Ziming had a lot of 5 yuan rice on him. After establishing a yellow-ranked force, he would be able to have a herb mountain, 10 mines, and 100 spirit field. As long as he could establish a yellow-ranked force, Lu Ziming was confident that he would be able to earn enough cultivation resources for a few people to cultivate from the early astral reaching realm to the peak of the astral reaching realm, or even the yin-yang realm within 10 years. However, establishing a force in the realm of unbounded desolation was definitely not an easy task. Although an astral-reaching realm martial artist could establish a yellow-ranked force, in order to control a yellow-ranked force, one would need at least a peak late astral-reaching realm martial artist. Not to mention peak late astral-reaching realm, Lu Ziming and the others were not even close to late astral-reaching realm. Chapter 2679. Tang Ao had never thought that his 6th-level astral-reaching realm cultivation would be a big deal in the unbounded desolation region. It was just that Tang Ao had the guts to go to the unbounded desolation region alone with a mere 6th-level astral-reaching realm cultivation. Disembarking from the ship, Tang Ao arrived at the Great Desolation City. The Great Desolation City was divided into the inner city and the outer city. In the outer city there were all kinds of shops, and there was an endless flow of martial artists. As for the inner city, it was where the martial artist army of the Great Desolation City was stationed. Once a normal person approached, they would be killed immediately. Tang Ao didn't have much interest in the martial artist army of the Great Desolation City, so he directly walked to a relatively big shop to buy some good. Tang Ao walked one round around the Great Desolate City. Tang Ao discovered that there were all sorts of shops in the Great Desolate City, but whether it was the Immortal Ruins Chamber of Commerce's shop, the Black Merchant House's shop, or the Starry Sky Chamber of Commerce's shop, Tang Ao didn't see any of them. "Sir, what do you need to buy? Although we can't say that the goods here are the best, we definitely have the most variety. Whether it is pellets, talismans, martial arts, immortal items, whatever you want, we have it." As soon as Tang Ao walked in, a shop assistant enthusiastically walked over. Tang Ao scanned the shop with his sole remembrance, and Tang Ao found that the shop assistant really hadn't finished his sentence. Although the quality of the items in this merchant house wasn't very high, there was really a wide variety of things that one could think of. "Do you have Emperor Beast Bones here?" Tang Ao didn't really want to buy Emperor Beast Bones here, but just asked out of amusement. After all, Tang Ao hadn't gotten anything like Emperor Beast Bones from the 3 big chambers of commerce. A small shop like this naturally couldn't have Emperor Beast Bones. However, what Tang Ao didn't expect was that after Tang Ao asked, the shop assistant actually became spirited and enthusiastically pulled Tang Ao to sit to the side. Then, Tang Ao saw the shop assistant excitedly rummaging through the cabinet. After searching for a long time, Tang Ao saw him take out a very old wooden box. After opening the wooden box, Tang Ao saw an animal skin scroll inside. The shop assistant excitedly brought the scroll to Tang Ao and said, "This doesn't belong to our merchant house. It belongs to me. Take a look and see how much it's worth." Tang Ao didn't expect this shop assistant to be so interesting and take out such an item. Without needing to open it, Tang Ao knew that this beast skin scroll was probably something like a map. After receiving the beast skin scroll, Tang Ao immediately felt an ancient and distant feeling. This feeling couldn't be faked. With Tang Ao's powerful soul remembrance, he definitely wouldn't be wrong. When Tang Ao opened the animal skin scroll, he immediately saw that there was indeed a map on the animal skin scroll. Moreover, the map was very detailed. Tang Ao's previous map wasn't bad. However, this map was so detailed that even some small mountain ranges were recorded. If it was only detailed, this map wouldn't have much value. However, when Tang Ao saw the Emperor Beast Bones recorded on the map, his heart immediately jumped. This map records the Emperor Beast Bones. You don't know their value? Tang Ao glanced at the map and asked the shop assistant. "Hee, I don't dare hide it from you. As you can see, there are a total of 9 places recorded on this map. Look here, it's a place 100 miles away from Great Desolate City. I've been to this place before. There really is an Emperor Beast Bone there, but it's been too long and has faded." Chapter 2680. The shop assistant was very honest. After Tang Ao asked, He told him everything he knew. After hearing that the Emperor Beast's bone had been eroded, Tang Ao's heart was full of doubts. However, Tang Ao had been scanning the surroundings with his soul awareness, so Tang Ao was sure that the shop assistant hadn't said anything. However, Tang Ao still didn't understand why the Emperor Beast's bone could be eroded. The so-called Emperor Beast's bone was the remains of powerful demonic beasts at the celestial turbid realm. The flesh and blood of demonic beasts at the celestial turbid realm might not be preserved, but the bones of demonic beasts at the celestial turbid realm were almost grade 7 immortal materials. Even if there wasn't any special preservation method, it shouldn't have been eroded. Something must be wrong. Let me ask you one last question. How did you get this animal skin map? Since the shop assistant was willing to sell it, Tang Ao had already decided to buy this animal skin map. This is a middle-aged man I once saved. When I was purchasing spiritual grains in the periphery of the realm of unbounded desolation, I found him in a small stream. At that time, he was on the verge of death. Seeing that he still had a breath left in him, I saved him. However, he didn't seem to be able to speak. After I saved him, he stayed here for 3 months to recuperate. Before he left, he threw me a map, which is the one in your hands now. Hearing that, Tang Ao nodded. Although he still didn't understand what was going on with this map, Tang Ao still decided to buy it. Give me 10,000 5-element rice seeds, 10,000 fire lotus root seeds, 10,000 light agility grass seeds, and this map. How many immortal crystals do you want in total? Since he was going to the realm of unbounded desolation, Tang Ao naturally couldn't go empty-handed. If Tang Ao knew more about the realm of unbounded desolation, Tang Ao would have already prepared all of these things when he was in the Chamber of Immortal Ruins or in Star River City. Hearing Tang Ao's words, the clerk's jaw dropped. Of course, the treasure pavilion had all the 3 items Tang Ao had mentioned. Every warrior who entered the realm of unbounded desolation would buy some of these items. However, it was the first time that the clerk had seen someone buy so many items like Tang Ao. Good. It's a total of 50,000 mid-grade immortal crystals. I'll give you this map, the shop assistant said excitedly after being stunned for a moment. This was a big deal, and he didn't know how much commission he would get from it. Therefore, it wasn't a big deal to give this map to Tang Ao. Tang Ao frowned when he heard the price of 50,000 mid-grade immortal crystals. According to the Chamber of Commerce in the Ruins of Immortality, he would at most spend 30,000 mid-grade immortal crystals on these items. Moreover, since he was buying so many items at once, he would definitely get a huge discount. Given his status as a warrior in the Chamber of Commerce, he might even get a discount. However, after arriving here, the price had doubled. If it wasn't for the fact that the clerk didn't quote a price recklessly, Tang Ao would have taught him a lesson. Although the price had doubled, Tang Ao had nearly 100,000 mid-grade immortal crystals on him. Therefore, he could still afford these items. Tang Ao immediately took out his immortal crystal card and handed it to the clerk. After receiving Tang Ao's immortal crystal card, the clerk was stunned for a moment before saying, "Since you're a distinguished guest of the Chamber of Commerce, I'll sell it to you at the discounted price." After saying that, the clerk swiped his finger on the array platform. Immediately, 40,000 immortal crystals were deducted from Tang Ao's immortal crystal card. Tang Ao didn't expect that he could use the Chamber of Commerce's discount in a shop like this, even though there wasn't any Chamber of Commerce in this place. Chapter 2681. Hee, that's because it's your first time in the realm of unbounded desolation and you don't know the rules here. In fact, the items in the realm of unbounded desolation are cheaper than those in the Langya realm. Since spiritual herbs like 5-origin rice can be grown in the realm of unbounded desolation, they are very popular in the Great Desolation City. However, some immortal spirit herbs can be found almost everywhere in the realm of unbounded desolation. Therefore, the immortal spirit herbs that are treasured in other places are very cheap in the realm of unbounded desolation. For example, the star river grass that is used to refine the star condensing pill can be sold for 100 low-grade immortal crystals in other places, but in the Great Desolation City, it can only be sold for 10 immortal crystals. If you find a large area of star river grass, the price will be even lower. Tang Ao didn't ask how the shop assistant knew that it was his first time in the realm of unbounded desolation, because he knew that if he was a frequent visitor to the realm of unbounded desolation, or had even been here once or twice, he wouldn't be so clueless. After asking the shop assistant a few more questions, Tang Ao left the treasure pavilion. The treasure pavilion had a complete range of items, but they were all ordinary items. If he wanted to buy something good, the treasure pavilion definitely didn't have it. After strolling around the Great Desolation City and buying some items, Tang Ao arrived at the city gate. After arriving, Tang Ao found that he and Lu Ziming were really fated. The moment Tang Ao arrived, he saw Lu Ziming. However, the three people beside Lu Ziming were no longer the same as before. Instead, there were 5 of them. Other than the 2 men and 1 woman from before, another man and a woman had joined Lu Ziming's group. Of course, the female cultivator that Tang Ao had seen on the starship wasn't with Lu Ziming's group. He didn't know where she had gone. Just as Tang Ao was about to go over and greet Lu Ziming, Tang Ao's soul awareness suddenly detected people fighting not far away. Of course, Tang Ao knew that fighting wasn't forbidden in the outer city of the Great Desolation City. Therefore, when Tang Ao was strolling around the Grand Desolate City, he saw 2 fights between warriors. If it was just an ordinary martial artist fighting, Tang Ao certainly would not intervene. But this time, Tang Ao had no choice but to intervene. This was because Tang Ao saw Jin Chen, who was currently surrounded by a group of martial artists. Tang Ao's figure flashed as he displayed the Thunder Shadow Phantom body. In an instant, he had arrived beside Jin Chen. At the same time, Jin Chen had also sent out a punch to push back an arrogant youth. "Brother Chen, what's going on?" Tang Ao knew that Jin Chen was not someone who would take the initiative to provoke others. Although Jin Chen was strong, he would never bully the weak. "Big brother." Jin Chen was startled when he saw that there was another person beside him. When he saw that the person beside him was Tang Ao, Jin Chen was immediately overjoyed. "Big brother, why are you here? Where's senior sister Sue?" Jin Chen smiled in a silly manner. His eyes were filled with surprise. After looking around and not seeing Su Shiro, Jin Chen asked in confusion. "Shiro is cultivating with my master. She's very safe. What's going on here? Why are you fighting with these people?" Tang Ao glanced at them. Tang Ao discovered that these people were all wearing the same clothes. They seemed to be from some force. These people's cultivation bases were not weak. They were all astral-reaching martial artists. Chapter 2682. Although he failed to step into the yin-yang realm, his strength was still beyond the normal 9th-level astral-reaching realm. If not for the fact that Jin Chen was extremely powerful, Jin Chen would have long been defeated by the joint attack of these people. Even now, although Jin Chen had not been defeated yet, the 2 sides were evenly matched. "Big brother, this Wu dueling is despicable." After junior sister Xian Mo found an 8-treasure spirit condensing grass in the unbounded desolation region, she was chased by him. If not for me, junior sister Xian Mo might have already been killed by this bastard. Jin Chen didn't have any tricks up his sleeves. After hearing Tang Ao's question, he immediately told him the whole story. After hearing about the 8-treasure spirit condensing grass, Tang Ao's expression changed slightly. He sighed inwardly that Jin Chen was too honest. This kind of thing, he could have told him through sound transmission or in a subtle way. After Jin Chen mentioned the 8-treasure spirit condensing grass, Tang Ao instantly felt countless soul consciousnesses covering this place. Among them, there were several soul consciousnesses. Even though he couldn't see the owner of these soul consciousnesses, Tang Ao was sure that these people were definitely yin-yang realm experts. There was even one soul consciousness that Tang Ao felt was the soul consciousness of a chaotic heaven realm expert. This soul consciousness came from the inner city of the Great Desolation City, which was what Tang Ao was most afraid of. The 8-treasure spirit condensing grass was a kind of immortal spirit herb that could be consumed directly. This kind of immortal spirit herb had a horrifying effect, which was to directly cleanse a martial artist's foundation and increase their martial talent by more than one-fold. This kind of ability was already unimaginable, but the 8-treasure spirit condensing grass was such a horrifying thing. Apart from increasing a martial artist's talent, it also had another use, which was healing. This was because the 8-treasures spirit gathering grass could cleanse a cultivator's physical body and soul. Whether it was the physical body or the soul, the 8-treasures spirit gathering grass could instantly heal them. In a way, an 8-treasure spirit condensing grass was even more valuable than a 9th-grade immortal weapon. Where is that 8-treasure spirit condensing grass? Tang Ao knew that if he didn't take care of this matter today, he would not be able to claim any land in the unbounded desolation region. It's in junior sister Xian Mo's hands. Jin Chen turned around and looked at a young girl who was recuperating on the ground. The young lady naturally heard the conversation between Jin Chen and Tang Ao. After taking out another pill and consuming it, Ning Xuanma walked to Jin Chen's side and looked at Tang Ao warily. Ning Xuanma trusted Jin Chen's character very much. This was also why Ning Xuanma had told Jin Chen that he had obtained an 8-treasure spirit-gathering herb. However, Ning Xuanma did not trust Jin Chen's big brother, Tang Ao. Ning Xuanma and Jin Chen had known each other for 3 years. During these 3 years, both of them were itinerant cultivators, so they trained together. In the past 3 years, Jin Chen had told Ning Xuanma that he had a big brother like Tang Ao. However, of all times, Tang Ao had appeared, which made Ning Xuanma suspect Tang Ao's motives. Ning Xuanma did not believe that there could be such a coincidence in this world. Tang Ao naturally saw the wariness in Ning Xuanma's eyes, but Tang Ao did not get angry. Judging from the relationship between Jin Chen and Ning Xuanma, the two of them must have known each other for a long time and were very close. Otherwise, Ning Xuanma would not have told Jin Chen about a treasure like the 8-treasure spirit-gathering herb. Chapter 2683. Although Tang Ao had a Sky Thunder bead, which could kill a chaotic Sky Realm expert, he was not sure how many chaotic Sky Realm experts were following them. However, even Tang Ao was not sure how many chaotic Sky Realm experts were following them. Moreover, not to mention the chaotic Sky Realm experts, Tang Ao and the other two would not be able to handle even a few yin-yang realm experts. When Tang Ao first met Jin Chen, he was already at the peak of astral reaching realm level 9. After so many years, Jin Chen was still at the peak of astral reaching realm level 9. This gave Tang Ao a bad premonition, which was that Jin Chen's martial talent might not be as good as he thought. Brother Chen, quickly swallow the 8-treasure spirit condensing grass. Ning Xuanma nodded. Before anyone could react, he took out the 8-treasure spirit condensing grass and handed it over to Jin Chen. However, before Jin Chen could swallow the 8-treasures spirit gathering grass, an immortal essence hand imprint flew over from midair and grabbed the 8-treasures spirit gathering grass. It was not just this immortal essence handprint. Countless people were also secretly trying to snatch it. However, this immortal essence handprint from the inner city of Great Desolation City was condensed by a chaotic Sky Realm expert. The others could not contend against it at all. Humph! Tang Ao snorted coldly. So what if it was a chaotic Sky Realm expert? The other party did not want to show up and still wanted to take the 8 treasure spirit condensing grass. Tang Ao directly took out the primordial sacred heaven bow. After condensing his immortal essence, a thunder arrow directly shattered the immortal essence handprint. The immortal essence handprint relied on soul will and immortal essence. Thunder spells were the bane of soul will. After the soul will was shattered, the immortal essence handprint naturally collapsed. Tang Ao used the Thunder Shadow Phantom Body and grabbed the 8 treasure spirit condensing grass in his hand. If the other party was willing to show up, Tang Ao was willing to trade the 8 treasure spirit condensing grass with him, even if he had to suffer a loss. There were too many martial artists who had their eyes on the 8 treasure spirit condensing grass. If the 3 of them did not deal with the grass, there would be a lot of trouble. Break. After Tang Ao grabbed the 8 treasures spirit condensing grass, he didn't wait for the others to attack again. Tang Ao's celestial origin energy shook, and a violent force exploded in Tang Ao's hand. Immediately after, the crowd saw the 8 treasures spirit condensing grass turn into dust in Tang Ao's hand. Clearly, if he couldn't get it, no one else could. Poochie. When Tang Ao crushed the 8 treasures spirit condensing grass, an immortal essence handprint slapped Tang Ao down from the sky. Tang Ao coughed up a mouthful of blood and looked towards the inner city. Tang Ao knew that the chaotic heaven stage expert must be furious, but he still hadn't shown himself. You lunatic, do you know what that is? That's the 8 treasures spirit condensing grass. You lunatic, you actually destroyed it. Wu Juling's eyes were filled with anger as he looked at Tang Ao. Although he might not be able to get the 8 treasures spirit condensing grass after the chaotic heaven stage expert made his move, as long as he was willing to pay the price, it was still possible for him to exchange for the 8 treasures spirit condensing grass. However, Wu Juling didn't expect that Tang Ao would be so crazy. Since he couldn't get it, he actually destroyed the 8 treasures spirit condensing grass. I'm going to kill you, Wu Juling said as he took out a bone blade and rushed towards Tang Ao. However, an old man beside him immediately pulled Wu Juling back. The great desolate city didn't prohibit fighting, but it didn't allow killing. Even if it was an accident, one had to pay with his life. Chapter 2684. Let's go. You'd better hide in Great Desolation City for the rest of your life. Wu Juling shot Tang Ao a venomous look before leaving Great Desolation City with his subordinate. Tang Ao had already destroyed the 8 treasure spirit condensing grass. There was no point in staying here. Even though he was from an Earth-grade force in the realm of unbounded desolation, he didn't dare to kill Tang Ao in Great Desolation City. Are you alright, big brother? Jin Chen looked angrily at the inner city of Great Desolation City. It was a celestial essence handprint that had injured Tang Ao just now. I'm fine. It's just a pity that the 8 treasure spirit condensing grass is gone, Tang Ao said helplessly with a sigh. Although the palm strike had broken a few of Tang Ao's bones, this kind of injury was nothing to Tang Ao's jade bone life soul. Senior brother is indeed Brother Chen's big brother. I admire you. Ning Xuanma had been indignant when she had seen the 8 treasure spirit condensing grass being taken away by a celestial essence handprint. After all, she had risked her life to obtain the 8 treasure spirit condensing grass. If she hadn't been lucky, she would have lost her life there. I'm Tang Ao. You can call me Big Brother from now on. Tang Ao had a good impression of Ning Xuanma. If she had consumed the 8 treasure spirit condensing grass herself, even Tang Ao might not have been able to stop her, let alone the turbid heaven realm experts in the inner city. However, she hadn't consumed it herself. Instead, she had given it to Jin Chen. Jin Chen's face lit up when he heard Tang Ao's words, but Ning Xuanma's face turned red. Ning Xuanma clearly knew that Tang Ao had seen through her relationship with Jin Chen. Unfortunately, Jin Chen seemed to be a blockhead who didn't understand such things at all. Fortunately, Jin Chen treated her very well. No matter what danger she encountered, he would always stand by her side. "Little sister, so you're here." Just then, a voice came from afar. A woman walked over. Coincidentally, Tang Ao had seen this woman before. She was one of the members of Lu Ziming's team. Previously, Tang Ao had not taken a close look at this woman. Now, Tang Ao immediately realized that this woman was wearing a mask. Her appearance under the mask was 70% to 80% similar to Ning Xuanma's. Clearly, she was Ning Xuanma's sister. Ning Xuanma was stunned for a moment before he recognized Ning Xuanyu. Ning Xuanma was overjoyed. Although he had predicted that his sister would come over in a few days, he did not expect to meet her under such circumstances. After seeing Ning Xuanyu, Ning Xuanma immediately rushed into his arms and told him what had happened. Even though she had been alone for so many years, after seeing her sister, Ning Xuanma seemed to have instantly turned back into the little girl who followed her sister around every day. Ning Xuanyu felt it was a pity when he heard that Ning Xuanma had obtained the 8 treasures spirit-gathering grass and then destroyed it. However, Ning Xuanyu did not blame Tang Ao. Instead, he said to Tang Ao and the other 2, senior brother Lu Ziming plans to establish a yellow-grade force in the realm of unbounded desolation to cultivate 5 elements rice. The 3 of you should come with me. I'll listen to Big Brother, Jin Chen said immediately after Ning Xuanyu finished speaking. When Tang Ao had not been around, Jin Chen had always listened to Ning Xuanma. Now that Tang Ao was here, Jin Chen naturally had to listen to Tang Ao. When Jin Chen left the ruins of immortality, his mother told him that he would listen to Tang Ao's arrangements while he was training outside. Chapter 2685. Upon hearing this, Jin Chen felt a headache coming on. Scratching his head, Jin Chen suddenly grabbed Ning Xuanma's hand and said, "Big brother, Xianmo and I will go with you. You make the arrangement." Ning Xuanma was flabbergasted. He hadn't expected Jin Chen to come up with such an idea at a time like this. Furthermore, Ning Xuanma felt very shy being grabbed by Jin Chen in public. However, he didn't want Jin Chen to let go. Instead, he hoped that Jin Chen would keep holding her hand. "Ha ha ha!" Tang Ao burst into laughter and said, "Junior Martial Sister Yu, these are my communication pearls and flying messenger swords. If you run into trouble in the realm of unbounded desolation, you can use them to find me. As long as you're not too far away from me, they'll be able to find me." Tang Ao didn't plan to plant 5 elemental rice with Lu Ziming and the others. Lu Ziming and Ning Xuanyu were good friends, but Tang Ao didn't dare to compliment the other members of Lu Ziming's group. "Little sister, are you really not coming with me?" Ning Xuanyu had expected that Tang Ao wouldn't go with them, so it wasn't a big deal that Jin Chen didn't want to go. However, Ning Xuanyu hadn't expected that a grown girl could not be kept at home. Even his little sister wouldn't listen to him now. "Big sister, why don't you come with us instead of going back?" Ning Xuanyu was even more speechless when Ning Xuanma grabbed her. Not only did he refuse to go with her, but he even tried to persuade her to stay. Ning Xuanyu shook his head helplessly. He knocked Ning Xuanma's head lightly and said, "If you don't find anything useful in the realm of unbounded desolation, come find me at any time." With these words, Ning Xuanyu gave Ning Xuanma a few more reminders before taking his leave. After Ning Xuanyu left, Jin Chen asked, "Where are we going next, big brother?" "Out of the city." Tang Ao had already bought everything they needed. Tang Ao had all kinds of medicinal pills with him, so he didn't need Jin Chen and Ning Xuanma to prepare for him. "Big brother, have you gotten an identity medallion?" Of course, Jin Chen had no doubts about Tang Ao's arrangements. However, Jin Chen immediately remembered that Tang Ao seemed to have just arrived. He wondered if Tang Ao had an identity card. "What identity card?" Jin Chen asked. Tang Ao did not have an identity card. However, if Tang Ao had directly left the city just now, there would naturally be someone asking Tang Ao to apply for an identity card. After Tang Ao asked, Ning Xuanma explained the identity card to Tang Ao in detail. As it turned out, whether it was training in the realm of unbounded desolation or preparing to establish a force in the realm of unbounded desolation, identity plates were required. If Tang Ao had established a force in the realm of unbounded desolation, his identity medallion would have recorded the corresponding information. After understanding this, Tang Ao went to apply for an identity card under Ning Xuanma's guidance. The place to apply for an identity card was at the city gate of the Great Desolation City. When Tang Ao arrived, he saw that Ning Xuanyu's sister had not arrived yet. Lu Ziming and the others were still waiting for her at the city gate. Senior brother Tang Ao, we are truly fated. This time, Lu Ziming also saw Tang Ao, and immediately walked over in a cordial manner. After seeing Jin Chen behind Tang Ao, Lu Ziming was startled. Tang Ao only had the immortal Yuan power ripples of 6th level astral reaching realm, but Jin Chen's body had the ripples of peak 9th level astral reaching realm. Humph! You said you didn't want to form a team. Turns out you are looking down on us. Without waiting for Tang Ao to speak, Wu Shihua, who was behind Lu Ziming, spoke. In Wu Shihua's opinion, Tang Ao must have thought that their cultivation base was too low. Therefore, Lu Ziming had invited Tang Ao 3 times, but Tang Ao had not agreed. But now, Tang Ao had formed a team with the other 2. Jin Chen had the cultivation base of peak 9th level astral reaching realm. Although Ning Xuanma's cultivation base was not as high as Jin Chen's, he was also at the 6th level astral reaching realm. Chapter 2686. Junior Brother Lu, this is my sworn brother Jin Chen. I didn't expect to meet him here either. This is junior sister Ning Xuanyu's little sister, Ning Xuanma. We met junior sister Xuanyu just now. She should be here soon. As soon as Tang Ao finished speaking, Ning Xuanyu's figure appeared in Tang Ao's soul remembrance. However, Tang Ao didn't expect that Ning Xuanyu would be injured in such a short time. Sister! Seeing that Ning Xuanyu was injured, Ning Xuanma immediately ran over. However, Ning Xuanyu hurriedly took a step back. Don't come over. Tang Ao's eyes narrowed. He could tell that Ning Xuanyu was poisoned, and it was a very powerful poison. Anyone who touched it would be poisoned immediately. When Lu Ziming and the others saw Ning Xuanyu, they quickly went up and surrounded her. Even Wu Shihua unwillingly went up. After all, they were in the same team now. The person chasing after Ning Xuanyu was a middle-aged man who was coughing continuously. Black mist curled around his body, and there was a poisonous snake coiled around his arm. He looked very fierce. Poochie! Ning Xuanyu swayed and puked out a mouthful of blood before falling to the ground. Junior sister Yu, what's going on? Tang Ao took out a pill and fed it to Ning Xuanyu before asking. When the middle-aged man with the poisonous snake in his hand saw so many people appear, he was also shocked. He didn't expect that a random girl would have so many helpers. However, Qian Dajiang didn't care. Although there were a lot of people, only Jin Chen, who was at the peak of astral reaching realm level 9, made Qian Dajiang a bit afraid. He didn't care about the others at all. It's because of this immortal fruit. After Ning Xuanyu took Tang Ao's pill, the poison in her body started to dissipate. 100 spirit fruit? Seeing the immortal fruit in Ning Xuanyu's hand, Lu Ziming was shocked. This 100 spirit fruit was only a rank 1 immortal fruit, not something rare. This Qian Dajiang seemed to be at the peak of astral reaching realm level 9. How could he injure Ning Xuanyu for 100 spirit fruit? It's not the 100 spirit fruit, it's the 100 immortals fruit. Tang Ao sighed inwardly when his gaze landed on Ning Xuanyu's hand. Tang Ao hadn't expected the Ning sisters to be so lucky. The younger sister had found an 8 treasures god condensing grass in the realm of unbounded desolation, and the older sister had bought 100 immortals fruit in Grand Desolation City. The 100 spirit fruit and the 100 immortals fruit only differed by one word, but the difference in value was like heaven and earth. The 100 immortals fruit was also known as the immortal ascension fruit. It was also a kind of immortal fruit that could be consumed directly. The effect of the 100 immortals fruit was to allow a level 9 astral reaching realm warrior to reach the yin-yang realm with 100% success rate. This Qian Dajiang was also a 9th level astral reaching realm warrior, and judging from his steady aura, it was obvious that he had been at the peak level for God knows how long. Therefore, Qian Dajiang did not hesitate after seeing the 100 immortals fruit. Tang Ao even felt that if it wasn't for the fact that killing was prohibited in Great Desolate City, Ning Xuanyu wouldn't have been able to come out alive. Brother-in-law, hurry up and eat this 100 immortals fruit. While everyone was still shocked by the 100 immortals fruit in Ning Xuanyu's hand, Ning Xuanyu handed it over to Jin Chen directly. Jin Chen was already a peak-level astral-reaching realm warrior. After eating the 100 immortals fruit, he would be able to reach the yin-yang realm immediately. With his yin-yang realm cultivation, he would be able to kill this Qian Dajiang with one hand. How dare you! Right then, Qian Dajiang didn't care about the number of people on Lu Ziming's side anymore. He jumped up and grabbed toward Ning Xuanyu. You dare to hurt my sister? I will kill you! Ning Xuanma suddenly took out a pair of amei spikes and stabbed toward Qian Dajiang. Let's do it together. Seeing Qian Dajiang attack, Lu Ziming didn't hesitate either. His body flashed, and the folding fan in his hand attacked toward Qian Dajiang. Qian Dajiang kicked away Lu Ziming's folding fan, and 5 attacks instantly approached him. After Qian Dajiang had taken care of everyone's attacks, Jin Chen threw out a punch. Qian Dajiang didn't care about the others, but facing Jin Chen, he didn't dare to be careless. Chapter 2687. Huh. Not bad. But this 100 immortals fruit is mine. After Qian Dajiang spoke, the poisonous snake on his wrist suddenly flew out. When it was wrapped around his wrist, it was only the size of a baby's arm, and it was only 3 feet long. Now that it flew out of his hand, a huge gust of wind appeared in midair, and the black chi covered the sky. Tang Ao waved his sleeve, and the black fog was blown away. Everyone was shocked to see that the black snake had turned into a huge snake. The huge snake opened its mouth, and a stinky poisonous chi spread out. Seeing this, all the warriors backed off. Killing was not allowed in the Great Wasteland City, but if they were killed by this Qian Dajiang, then they would die in vain. Black Kuan Python? Tang Ao was a bit surprised. Everyone be careful. This is the Black Kuan Python, one of the top 10 poisons of the Langya realm. Lu Ziming was quite knowledgeable as well. After Tang Ao recognized the Black Kuan Python, Lu Ziming quickly recognized it as well. Friend, we do not have any grudges against you. This 100 immortals fruit was also obtained by my sister disciple. Why do you have to be so aggressive? Before, Lu Ziming was not afraid of Qian Dajiang at all because of the number of people on his side. But, after seeing Qian Dajiang's Black Kuan Python, he was also quite worried. The title of the top 10 poisons of the Langya realm was not for nothing. Hand over the 100 immortals fruit. Otherwise, even if you guys leave the city alive, you will still be dead. Qian Dajiang's voice was cold. As a poison master, his words were not empty words. Killing was not allowed in the Great Wasteland City, but as long as Lu Ziming and the rest were poisoned, he could trigger the poison and kill them all after they left the city. This was something that Qian Dajiang could do. Plus, before this, Qian Dajiang had used this method to kill a lot of people, which was why he was so famous in the Great Wasteland City. Although Qian Dajiang was only a peak-level astral-reaching realm level 9 warrior, a lot of yin-yang realm warriors would not want to mess with him. I will count to 3. Don't be ungrateful. Seeing that Lu Ziming and the rest were looking at him with caution, but did not want to hand over the 100 Immortals fruit, Qian Dajiang was enraged. Who gave you face? Tang Ao slapped on Ning Xuanyu's back, forcing out a mouthful of poisonous blood. Then, Tang Ao also stood up slowly. Tang Ao did not like trouble, but it did not mean that Tang was afraid of it. You're courting death. Qian Dajiang was shocked when he saw Tang Ao forcing the poison out of Ning Xuanyu's body. If Qian Dajiang's poison was so easy to expel, then he wouldn't have such an illustrious reputation in the great desolate city. This Tang Ao had some tricks up his sleeve. However, Qian Dajiang was not afraid at all. He was just a 6th-level astral-reaching realm ant. What could he do? Qian Dajiang. Qian Dao was. He. Q but Dajiang, the expression Lu and An and Ming and N of Z. Of them. They. Dao of Ming and Dao Yang and of Q. Ming and. Seeing how arrogant Tang Ao was, a cruel smile appeared on Qian Dajiang's face. Before, when Qian Dajiang saw that Tang Ao could get rid of the poison in Ning Xuanyu's body, he thought that Tang Ao had some tricks up his sleeve. But, seeing that Tang Ao had jumped right into the black Kuan snake's poison, Qian Dajiang was full of disdain and mockery. Chapter 2688. Tang Ao's figure flashed, instantly appearing in front of the poisonous fog. However, at this moment, Tang Ao pushed out his right palm, and a cluster of dark purple flame immediately swept out. After the black Kuan python's poisonous fog clashed with the netherworld flame, it immediately melted like snow in front of the scorching sun. Tang Ao's netherworld flame was already a rank 4 immortal flame. How could a mere poisonous fog withstand the burning of the netherworld flame? Rank 4 immortal flame. Sensing the powerful aura of the netherworld flame, Qian Dajiang's eyelids twitched. The natural flames were the natural nemesis of the poisonous fog. Not to mention the fact that Tang Ao's netherworld flame was a rank 4 immortal flame, even if it was a normal rank 1 immortal flame, Qian Dajiang's poisonous fog would not be able to handle it. However, only the blacksmiths and alchemists possessed flames. Other martial artists, unless they had fire spirit roots, would not be able to control immortal flames at all. Let's wait and see. Qian Dajiang was not an impulsive person. Tang Ao obviously had more people on his side, and Tang Ao even had an immortal flame that could restrain his poisonous fog. Under these circumstances, he would not be able to gain any advantage if he fought with Tang Ao and the rest. Although Qian Dajiang really wanted the 100 Immortals fruit, he also understood that it was impossible for him to obtain it now. However, Qian Dajiang did not plan to give up. Killing was not allowed in Great Desolate City, and he was most proficient in all kinds of strange poisons. The poisonous fog was too powerful. If any one of Tang Ao and the rest died in Great Desolate City, Qian Dajiang would have to pay with his life. Therefore, fighting in Great Desolate City, Qian Dajiang's hands were tied, and he could not use his full power at all. You can come and go as you please. There is such a good thing in this world, and you still have to take my arrow. After the netherworld flame burned the black Kuan python's poisonous fog, Tang Ao suddenly pulled open the primordial sacred sky bow in his hand. The wind and clouds around him swirled, and an endless amount of immortal spirit power was attracted by the primordial sacred sky bow, pouring into it from all directions. The mysterious sky arrow in Tang Ao's hand shone brilliantly, and an aura instantly locked onto Qian Dajiang. Originally, Qian Dajiang was quite disdainful of Tang Ao's words. A mere astral-reaching realm level 6 warrior dared to say that he would keep him here. However, after being locked on by the primordial sacred heavenly bow, Qian Dajiang's expression changed drastically. When he attacked, he always held back, afraid that he would accidentally kill Tang Ao and the others. But now that Tang Ao had made his move, there was no way he would hold back at all. Clearly, he was going to kill him. You dare to kill people in Grand Desolation City? Have you gone mad? Qian Dajiang's hands quickly formed seals as he furiously roared. Tang Ao didn't say anything. The only response he got was an incomparably resplendent, profound heaven arrow that surged with cold light. Waves of killing intent condensed on the profound heaven arrow, and its terrifying power spread out. Feeling this power, many people's expressions changed. How dare he kill someone in the great desolate city? I think he calculated that Qian Dajiang has a way to escape. The speed of the profound heaven arrow was shockingly fast. When a swishing sound was heard, the arrow had already exploded in front of Qian Dajiang. However, there was no sign of Qian Dajiang. There was only a cloud of poisonous fog that hadn't dissipated yet, and a few drops of blood. It was obvious that Qian Dajiang had performed his escape spell at the critical moment. Chapter 2689. However, there was also a loophole in the rules of the Great Wasteland City, which was that one had to kill someone in order to be punished. Just like before, Tang Ao's mysterious sky arrow was a sure kill arrow. The turbid sky realm warrior in charge of guarding the Great Wasteland City could have stopped that arrow and punished Tang Ao. However, the guard did not do so. If Qian Dajiang were dead, he would naturally punish Tang Ao. But as long as Qian Dajiang was not dead, even if Tang Ao tried to kill him, it would not matter. Just now, everyone only saw the arrow land on Qian Dajiang, and then he disappeared instantly. However, Tang Ao's sky polarity eyes could clearly see that Qian Dajiang had crushed a piece of black jade. This piece of black jade immediately swept up the teleportation power, allowing Qian Dajiang to escape. Of course, thinking that the mysterious sky arrow had locked onto Qian Dajiang's chi, even though he had taken out the transportation black jade immediately, the arrow still pierced through his left shoulder. This was still because there was a gap between Tang Ao and Qian Dajiang's cultivation. If Tang Ao were also at the peak of astral reaching realm level 9, then Qian Dajiang would not even have the chance to activate the transportation black jade. Seeing that Qian Dajiang did not even have the power to fight back against Tang Ao, everyone was a bit dumbfounded. Although there were some martial geniuses who could fight above their cultivation, it would only happen when a martial genius was fighting against a normal high-level martial artist. Right now, Qian Dajiang was obviously not that kind of normal high-level martial artist. Wu Shuhua could not help but swallow a mouthful of saliva. Originally, he thought that although Tang Ao's astral reaching realm level 6 cultivation was one level higher than his, Tang Ao's power was definitely not that powerful. However, right now Wu Shuhua had completely understood that Tang Ao was not only more powerful than him, but not just by a little bit. Let's get out of the city. Without paying attention to everyone's shock, Tang Ao quickly got his identity jade tag and led everyone out of the city. The others did not know where Qian Dajiang had run off to, but Tang Ao knew that the transportation vibration was heading towards the inner city. The great desolate city's inner city only allowed the Langya Boundaries warriors to enter. Since Qian Dajiang could teleport into the inner city, he obviously had some connections in the inner city. In fact, Tang Ao's attack just now seemed like a sure kill move, but Tang Ao had no intention of killing Qian Dajiang. Tang Ao could not completely ignore the rules of Grand Desolate City. Brother-in-law, this 100 Immortals fruit is for you. Once they left the city, Ning Xuanyu handed the 100 Immortals fruit to Jin Chen. Jin Chen did not take the 100 Immortals fruit immediately. Instead, he looked at Tang Ao. Tang Ao nodded and motioned for Jin Chen to accept it. The Ning sisters' luck was truly heaven-defying. Be it the 100 Immortals fruit or the 8 treasures spirit-gathering grass, they were both treasures among treasures. Tang Ao believed that even though there were countless precious materials in the realm of unbounded desolation, treasures like the 100 Immortals fruit and the 8 treasures God-condensing grass were rare. Senior brother Tang Ao, let's part ways here. Lu Ziming did not continue to invite Tang Ao to join his team. Lu Ziming could tell that Tang Ao had come to the realm of unbounded desolation for a reason. Furthermore, Lu Ziming had invited Tang Ao many times, but Tang Ao clearly had no intention of joining his team. We'll meet again, Junior Marshal Brother Lu. Tang Ao did not say that Qian Dajiang would soon catch up to them. However, even if Tang Ao didn't say it, everyone was well aware of it. After leaving the city, the group headed towards the depths of the realm of unbounded desolation. Chapter 2690. The 100 Immortals fruit was tampered with by Qian Dajiang. Although I can use the immortal fire to slowly burn away the poison, it would take too long. It would take at least half a year. Before, Tang Ao did not understand why Qian Dajiang would leave so easily, but when Ning Xuanyu handed the fruit to Jin Chen, Tang Ao felt a strange vibration from the fruit. This was a hidden restriction, and the restriction was wrapped in a very powerful poison. If it were before the restriction was activated, with Tang Ao's powerful soul remembrance and array knowledge, he would have no problem removing it. However, when Qian Dajiang escaped, he also activated the restriction on the 100 Immortals fruit. Big brother, does that mean this fruit is useless now? Jin Chen believed Tang Ao's words without a doubt and took out the 100 Immortals fruit. Tang Ao shook his head. I am not good with poisons, so I can only use a stupid method to purify the poison in the fruit. But since this poison was left by Qian Dajiang, he must have a way to get rid of it. Plus, Qian Dajiang did not leave this poison for us. Obviously, when Qian Dajiang wanted this 100 Immortals fruit, someone else also had their eyes on it. Tang Ao did not understand why Qian Dajiang did not just take the fruit from Ning Xuanyu's hands if he had the time to set up a poison restriction. Now that Tang Ao had calmed down and thought about it, he immediately understood that the 100 Immortals fruit was something that all astral-reaching realm warriors would want. Therefore, Qian Dajiang was not the only one who had their eyes on the fruit. If Tang Ao did not guess wrong, when Qian Dajiang found the fruit, there must have been a very powerful person who had his eyes on it. Qian Dajiang did not even have the confidence to take the fruit from the other party. Just in case, he put a poison restriction in the fruit. This way, even if the other party got the fruit, they would not dare to eat it immediately. Right then, Tang Ao's eyes suddenly turned serious. He lifted up his hand and a thunder sword shot out. Not far away, a figure appeared like a ghost. It was a young man dressed in black with a face as pale as paper. Death swirled around this person, and one could not even feel the slightest bit of warmth around him. It was as if this young man was a dead man. After sensing the faintly discernible yin-yang stage aura on the young man, Tang Ao immediately understood that the black-clothed young man had successfully broken through to the yin-yang stage not long ago. It was just that he did not know what had happened to this black-robed youth. His realm was very unstable, and there was a possibility that it would slip at any time. Because of this, the young man in black wanted 100 Immortals fruit to stabilize his cultivation. Tang Ao knew that his guess was correct. It was obvious that Qian Dajiang was afraid of this fellow, and it was also because of his existence that Qian Dajiang did not directly snatch the 100 Immortals fruit from Ning Xuanyu's hands. Instead, Qian Dajiang set up a poisonous restriction. Interesting. Seeing that Tang Ao was able to discover him, the black-clothed young man revealed a terrifying smile. You have guts. You obviously ran away, but you still dare to come back. The black-clothed young man stood there casually, not taking Tang Ao and the other two seriously at all. It was as if even if Tang Ao and the other two attacked together, they would not be his opponent. Chapter 2691. You're finally here. The black-robed young man did not answer Tang Ao's question. Instead, he looked into the distance impatiently. As soon as the black-robed young man finished speaking, Qian Dajiang and the other two instantly appeared not far from Tang Ao. Tang Ao was right. Qian Dajiang had indeed gone to find helpers. Right now there were two people beside him. One of them was a skinny monk, and the other was an old man wearing a bamboo hat. Qian Dajiang's expression turned ugly when he saw the black-robed young man. Qian Dajiang did not try to snatch the 100 Immortals fruit earlier because he was worried that Ghost Chen would recognize it as 100 Immortals fruit. Now, it seemed that what he was worried about had happened. Ghost Chen, I, Qian Dajiang, have never offended you in all my years in the unbounded desolation realm. If you hadn't reached the Yin-Yang realm, I wouldn't have said anything about the 100 Immortals fruit. But now that you've reached the Yin-Yang realm, why are you trying to snatch the 100 Immortals fruit from me? Qian Dajiang was not afraid of Tang Ao and the other two, but he did not dare to ignore Ghost Chen. Even though he had brought two helpers with him, he did not want to fight Ghost Chen. In that case, remove the poison from the 100 Immortals fruit, and I won't kill you. Ghost Chen's voice was a bit weak, as if he was so weak that he could die at any moment. Ghost Chen, what do you want? Even if we really fight, the three of us will not be afraid of you. Even though Ghost Chen was being rude, Qian Dajiang still did not want to fight him. Ghost Chen cultivated a strange martial art that made his body seem like it was made of 10,000 ghosts. The poison that Qian Dajiang was most proud of had no effect on Ghost Chen at all. Without the poison, Qian Dajiang was only a normal 9th stage astral-reaching realm martial artist. It could be said that Ghost Chen had completely suppressed him. Otherwise, Ghost Chen had only reached the Yin-Yang realm not long ago, and his realm was not stable yet. Even if a true Yin-Yang realm martial artist came, Qian Dajiang might not be so afraid. Amitba, Brother Qian and Elder Lin are not afraid of Ghost Chen, but I am. At that moment, the monk beside Qian Dajiang suddenly put his palms together and chanted the name of Buddha. Tang Ao conjured his sky-polarity eyes and looked at the monk. His interest was immediately piqued. This was because Tang Ao could tell that the skinny monk was the same as Gui Chen. They both cultivated in the Ghost Dao. Martial artists who cultivated in the Ghost Dao cultivation method were very rare. Normally, one would not be seen even once in a few hundred years. He did not expect to see two here today. If you're afraid, then scram. Gui Chen's voice was cold. However, there was an unconcealable arrogance within it. Well said, well said. Although Monk Withered Firewood's mouth was saying well, his hands were not saying well at all. With a flick of his hand, a string of prayer beads flew out from his wrist. As Monk Withered Firewood made a hand seal, the string of beads instantly magnified 100 times. Tang Ao and the others were surprised to see that the beads on the prayer beads were actually the skulls of demonic beasts. As soon as the prayer bead appeared, an eerie wind immediately blew and a deathly aura filled the air. Waves of ghostly cries and wild laughter swept through the surroundings. This sound was terrifying, as if it could directly penetrate the flesh and crush the soul. Tang Ao immediately released his soul remembrance, protecting Jin Chen and Ning Xuanma behind him. This Monk Withered Firewood's attack was very special. It was indeed a direct attack on the soul. Chapter 2692. Pucci. The monk was still looking proud a second ago, but in the next second, he puked out a mouthful of blood, and his aura suddenly weakened. Tang Ao was shocked to see that a hole had opened up in Withered Wood Monk's heart. After a pitch-black ghost tore through Withered Wood Monk's heart, It tore through withered wood monk's flesh and returned to Gui Chen's hand. Up until his death, the monk did not know when Gui Chen had done this. As a ghost martial artist, the monk did not even feel that there was an evil ghost in his body. Monk Withered Wood's eyes widened in anger as he fell to the ground. At this moment, Gui Chen waved his hand, and the prayer beads that the monk had taken out earlier appeared in his hand. Gui Chen coughed twice. Then, he looked at the dying monk and said, "This string of 100 ghost prayer beads is a magical item of the 7 Ghosts sect. I don't know where you obtained the 7 Ghosts sect's cultivation technique, but if you use a magical item of the 7 Ghosts sect against me, you will be destroying your own sect." 7 Ghosts sect. Haha. After hearing that Gui Chen was from the 7 Ghosts sect, the monk immediately realized what was going on. The 7 Ghosts sect was the #1 ghost sect in the Langyu region. After the leader of the 7 Ghosts sect was killed by the Langyu region lord, the 7 Ghosts sect was also destroyed by the other forces. The 7 Ghosts sect had many powerful magical weapons, but only the direct disciples of the 7 Ghosts sect were able to unleash their true power. Tang Ao, Ning Xuanma, and the other 2 did not know about the so-called 7 Ghosts sect. Although Gui Chen was powerful, Tang Ao was not afraid of him. After killing the monk, Gui Chen looked at Qian Dajiang and Elder Lin again. "I believe the antidote is with you. Since you did not cure the 100 Immortals fruit, I had to kill you to get the antidote." Gui Chen's tone was very calm. Even though Qian Dajiang and Elder Lin were both peak astral reaching realm stage 9 martial artists, his tone did not change at all. The 1,000 ghost body was not afraid of poison, but if the poison in the 100 Immortals fruit was not cured, it would be useless. Otherwise, Gui Chen would not be wasting time with Qian Dajiang here. "Gui Chen, do you want us to fight here and let the 3 of them take advantage of us?" Qian Dajiang had not expected that the helper he had gone through so much trouble to hire would be killed by Ghost Dawn just like that. Hearing Qian Dajiang's words, Gui Chen nodded. "Leave the 100 Immortals fruit and scram." Gui Chen was temperamental. He didn't need a reason to kill, but he didn't kill anyone he saw. At that moment, Gui Chen had no interest in killing Tang Ao and the others. Tang Ao ignored Gui Chen's tone. Instead, he looked at Qian Dajiang and said, "Let's capture him first and get rid of the poison in the 100 Immortals fruits. How about we split the fruits after that?" "All right." After hearing Tang Ao's words, Ghost Dawn nodded. His figure flashed and he appeared in front of Qian Dajiang and Elder Lin like a ghost. At that moment, Elder Lin took out a bone staff and shook it. The sound of bones colliding could be heard, causing Gui Chen to falter slightly. "I'll fight Gui Chen. You go get the 100 Immortals fruit. Also, double the pay." After Elder Lin said that, he went up to Gui Chen. Qian Dajiang's expression changed upon hearing Elder Lin's words. He had asked Elder Lin for help, so the price was not low. Even with Qian Dajiang's wealth, he would not be able to afford it. However, when he remembered that he did not need to pay Monk Withered Wood's share, Qian Dajiang immediately nodded and charged toward Tang Ao and the others. Chapter 2693. However, the black Koan python's head was just as hard as the demon-shattering saber. It remained unscathed. "Big brother, I'll hold this beast back. You and Xian Mo kill this old bastard. Junior sister Xian Mo, just hold the fort. I'll fight him." Compared to Tang Ao's current opponents, Qian Dajiang, who was only at level 9 astral reaching realm, was ranked at the bottom. Moreover, Qian Dajiang specialized in all kinds of strange poisons. However, Qian Dajiang's poison had no effect on Tang Ao, who had a 4th-grade immortal fire and jade bone life spirit. After hearing Tang Ao's words, Ning Xuanma did not act rashly. She had already seen Tang Ao's strength. Even Jin Chen might not be a match for Tang Ao. If she went up to help, she might cause more trouble for Tang Ao. A battle was about to break out. The elder holding the bone staff was also a martial artist who cultivated the ghost Tao. Moreover, the bone staff in his hand used to be an artifact of the Seven Ghosts sect. However, this elder was different from the withered wood monk. He seemed to be from the Seven Ghosts sect as well. The artifact in his hand was extremely powerful. Even though Gui Chen was at level 1 Yin-Yang realm, he could not defeat this elder in a short time. Your surname is not Lin. Your surname is Wu. Without the Wu bloodline, you can't use the Witch Gu staff as you wish. Who are you? After fighting with this elder for a while, Gui Chen, who had always been calm, felt his aura fluctuate greatly. After the Seven Ghosts sect was annihilated, Gui Chen thought that he was the last descendant of the Seven Ghosts sect. He did not expect to meet a descendant of the Witch Gu clan today. What made Gui Chen even angrier was that the two of them were enemies at the moment. Meteor poison formation. At this moment, Qian Dajiang did not hold back at all. The poisonous mist on his body slowly enveloped the area where he and Tang Ao were standing. Seeing that Tang Ao was so easily trapped by his meteor poison formation, Qian Dajiang let out a hearty laugh and said, "Brat, how dare you come to the realm of unbounded desolation with your puny cultivation base? I'll send you to hell today." Qian Dajiang's voice came to an abrupt halt. Immediately after, Qian Dajiang saw a scene that nearly caused his eyeballs to pop out of their socket. Qian Dajiang knew that Tang Ao possessed an immortal fire. According to Qian Dajiang's original plan, after Tang Ao was trapped in the meteorite poison formation, he would have to summon his immortal flame to defend himself. Then, he could use the heart fire poison refined by the Black Kuan Python to seep into the immortal flame and finally kill Tang Ao. However, Tang Ao didn't summon the immortal flames at all. Instead, he used the diamond incarnation. The battle sage bone life soul instantly fused into Tang Ao's body as he activated the Vajra incarnation. After driving the heavens path Tao art, countless lightning bolts revolved around Tang Ao. The surrounding poisonous fog dissipated under the lightning. Previously in the Great Desolation City, Qian Dajiang didn't use his full strength, and so did Tang Ao. This time, before Qian Dajiang could make another move, Tang Ao's body moved. He used the Thunder Shadow Phantom body, and appeared in front of Qian Dajiang without a sound. At this moment, an axe appeared in Tang Ao's hand. The monster beheading axe. After sensing the horrifying power of the monster beheading axe and the aura of death, Qian Dajiang was scared out of his wits. He had never thought that a 6th-level astral-reaching realm martial artist could have such a horrifying battle power. At this moment, Qian Dajiang didn't dare to have any thoughts about the 100 Immortals fruit. He took out a black jade teleportation talisman and crushed it instantly. Chapter 2694. Although the crack healed quickly, Qian Dajiang still suffered a backlash. He spat out a mouthful of blood and was pushed out by the power of the void. Qian Dajiang was scared out of his wits as he grabbed a jade bottle. Tang Ao, don't go too far. The poison in the 100 Immortals fruit is the 10 nether powder. If you make another move, I'll destroy the antidote. None of us will be able to obtain the 100 Immortals fruit then. Tang Ao did not know much about poisons. Tang Ao could recognize some of the more common or rare poisons, but Tang Ao did not know about the extremely rare poisons. Previously, Tang Ao had thought that Tang Ao could not tell what the poison in the 100 Immortals fruit was, which was why he had taken the initiative to come back. Now that Qian Dajiang said that the poison in the 100 Immortals fruit was the 10 nether powder, Tang Ao would no longer hold back. Qian Dajiang felt great regret when he said that it was the 10 nether powder. Qian Dajiang knew that the 100 Immortals fruit had nothing to do with him anymore. If he was not careful, he would lose his life. Qian Dajiang gritted his teeth and threw the jade bottle in Gui Chen's direction. At the same time, Qian Dajiang recalled the black Kuan python and fled. The moment Qian Dajiang fled, Elder Lin looked at Gui Chen with a serious expression before leaving as well. If Monk Witheredwood had not died, they could have taken down Gui Chen in a 2-on-1 fight. Now that Monk Witheredwood was dead, Elder Lin was no match for Gui Chen alone. Tang Ao didn't pursue Qian Dajiang. With a sway of his body, he executed the Thunder Shadow Phantom Body and grabbed the jade bottle. However, a ghastly claw came and forced Tang Ao back. Gui Chen waved his sleeve and caught the jade bottle. There was a ripping sound. Before Gui Chen could grab the jade bottle, Gui Chen's sleeve was cut off by Jin Chen. Tang Ao reacted quickly. He took the opportunity to rush out and put the jade bottle away. Then, Tang Ao and Jin Chen retreated with Ning Xuanma. The three of them looked at Gui Chen warily. Leave the 100 Immortals fruits behind and scram. Even though he was facing Tang Ao's group of 3, Gui Chen showed no fear. Jin Chen looked at Tang Ao when he heard Gui Chen's words. You and junior sister Xian Mo leave first, I'll hold him back. Tang Ao already knew how strong Ghost Dawn was. Tang Ao believed that even if the three of them worked together, they could defeat Ghost Dawn, but it would be a Pyrrhic victory in the end. Now that the 100 Immortals fruit and the antidote for the 10 nether powder were in Tang Ao's hands, there was no need for Tang Ao's team to fight Phantom Dawn. As long as Jin Chen and Ning Xuanma escaped, Gui Chen would not be able to catch up to Tang Ao with the speed of his Wind Thunder Dark Cloud. Tang Ao had also thought of using the Wind Thunder Dark Cloud to escape with Ning Xuanma and Jin Chen. However, Tang Ao knew that there was a problem with the Wind Thunder Dark Cloud. Tang Ao could fly at the speed of a 9th stage Yin-Yang realm expert. If he brought Ning Xuanma and Jin Chen along, he would not be as fast. Moreover, Tang Ao did not stay behind to defeat Gui Chen. He only wanted to hold him back. Big brother, if you don't leave, I won't leave either. I'm not afraid of him, Jin Chen said as the demon-slaying saber in his hand shone brightly and slashed at Gui Chen. Countless vengeful spirits flew out from Gui Chen's body, covering the sky as a sinister wind howled. After Jin Chen rushed forward, Tang Ao had no choice but to take action. Although Tang Ao's method was better, there was no lack of hot-bloodedness in the cultivation of a martialist. Tang Ao was not afraid of Gui Chen. He just did not want to waste time. After Tang Ao and Jin Chen attacked, Ning Xuanma did the same. The three of them surrounded Gui Chen in an instant and a huge battle ensued. After Tang Ao and Gui Chen exchanged 2 thunder swords, Tang Ao was delighted. Just now, Tang Ao had been prepared to find an opportunity to force Gui Chen to retreat and escape with Ning Xuanma and Jin Chen. However, Tang Ao did not think that way anymore. Gui Chen had been injured in his battle with Old Lin. Gui Chen's cultivation realm was not stable to begin with. After exchanging a few blows, he immediately showed signs of losing. So what if we outnumber him? Gui Chen spat out a mouthful of blood as Tang Ao and the other two's ferocious attacks continued to rain down on him. Chapter 2695. Humph, I'll remember this. At this moment, Ghost Chen was very depressed. If he hadn't used the 7 Ghosts sect's secret art, the Bloodline Backlash, he wouldn't have been suppressed by Tang Ao and the other two. After using the 7 Ghosts sect's Bloodline secret art twice in a row, Ghost Chen was already injured. After exploding hundreds of resentful souls and forcing Tang Ao and the other two back, Ghost Chen's figure flickered and disappeared. Big brother, he ran away, Jin Chen said immediately after slashing apart the 2 resentful souls that had been flying toward him. Forget it. We don't have any grudges with him. Let's go. Tang Ao put away the primordial sacred heaven bow. After reaching the 6th level of astral reaching realm, Tang Ao had become more and more proficient in using the primordial sacred heaven bow. This was especially true for those who used escape techniques to escape. As long as Tang Ao wanted to, he could raise his hand and shoot an arrow. However, just as Tang Ao had said, they didn't have any grudges with Ghost Chen. There was no need to fight to the death. If the three of them had joined hands and killed Ghost Chen, it wouldn't have mattered. But now that Ghost Chen had escaped, Tang Ao didn't need to shoot an arrow at him. As vast as the realm of unbounded desolation was, even though Tang Ao had mentally prepared himself, he still couldn't help but feel astonished after flying for a short distance. The realm of unbounded desolation had mountains, rivers, and all kinds of terrains. Some places were like windy deserts, while others were like 10,000-year-old glaciers. After flying for a day, Tang Ao, Jin Chen, and Ning Xuanma arrived at a snow-capped mountain. This was also Tang Ao's first destination. The beast skin scroll that Tang Ao had obtained said that there was an emperor beast bone here. Tang Ao landed on a platform that was halfway up the mountain. It was as if someone had used an unparalleled divine ability to cut the mountain in half and create this platform. The platform was very spacious. Countless snowflakes fell from the sky, creating a beautiful scenery. As soon as Tang Ao and the other two landed on the platform, Tang Ao immediately saw a small village not far away. There are many villages like this in the realm of unbounded desolation. Although the realm of unbounded desolation is infested with demonic beasts, if you can build a village in a special location, not only will you not be spared by the demonic beasts, but you will also be able to use the rich resources in the realm of unbounded desolation, Ning Xuanma said to Tang Ao. Tang Ao nodded his head. Even an ordinary person had boundless survival wisdom. The density of the immortal spirit energy on this snow mountain was no less than that of the city of immortal ruins. Outside the realm of unbounded desolation, not to mention mortals, even ordinary astral-reaching realm martial artists wouldn't have such a good cultivation environment. You were chased by demonic beasts and fled to the Thousand-Feather Mountain? A surprised voice rang out from behind Tang Ao's group. Tang Ao turned around and saw a little girl with rabbit ears behind him. Demonic race. Tang Ao's eyes narrowed as he stepped back instantly. Tang Ao had come here to look for the Emperor Beast Bone, so he had been scanning the surroundings with his soul psyche. However, even though Tang Ao's soul psyche was extremely powerful, Tang Ao still didn't notice that the little girl from the demonic race had walked up to him. If this little girl didn't have some kind of supreme treasure that could conceal her aura, then she must be a powerful demonic race martial artist. My name is Xiao Yu. Don't be afraid, I won't hurt you. Apart from a pair of cute rabbit ears, Xiao Yu looked no different from a human. Even the aura on her body didn't have the special evil chi of the demonic race. Instead, it was very gentle. Chapter 2696. Senior Brother Tang Ao, there seems to be a formation around here. Ning Xuanma's eyes were also filled with vigilance. Ning Xuanma and Jin Chen had lived in the unbounded desolation realm for many years. If they hadn't been cautious, they wouldn't have survived until now. There is a special formation around here. Once you imprint a formation seal on your body, you will be protected by the formation. This is the first time I've seen such an ancient formation. Tang Ao looked around with his sky-piercing eyes and clicked his tongue in admiration. However, Tang Ao also saw that although this formation was exquisite, it was damaged due to the passage of time. Of course, if it wasn't for the fact that the formation was damaged and couldn't completely conceal the formation's fluctuations, Tang Ao and Ning Xuanma wouldn't have been able to detect this special formation so easily. Wow, you guys are so powerful. This is a formation left behind by the ancestors of our Jade Rabbit tribe. However, I'm the only one here who can sense its existence. This formation will only protect me and no one else. Xiao Yu said in surprise after Tang Ao explained the purpose of the formation. There were many people living on the Thousand-Feather Snow Mountain, but apart from Xiao Yu, no one else had sensed the existence of the formation. Aren't the others from your tribe? Jin Chen couldn't help but ask after hearing Xiao Yu's word. I don't have any tribe members left. Xiao Yu's mood sank when she heard Jin Chen ask about her tribe members. In Xiao Yu's inherited memories, the Jade Rabbit tribe used to be a huge demon tribe a long time ago. However, over the years, members of the Jade Rabbit tribe, who weren't good at fighting, were continuously slaughtered. Now, Xiao Yu was the only member of the Jade Rabbit tribe on the Thousand-Feather Snow Mountain. Sister Xiao Yu, I'm sorry. I don't know how to speak. Seeing Xiao Yu's depressed mood, Jin Chen immediately became anxious. He scratched his head but didn't know what to say to comfort Xiao Yu. He could only look at Ning Xuanma for help. Seeing Jin Chen's anxious expression, Xiao Yu and Ning Xuanma both smiled. Tang Ao, on the other hand, shook his head with a bitter smile. It's all right. I believe that given how big the unbounded desolation is, there must be other members of my tribe in other places. Big brother, where did you guys come from? Xiao Yu blinked her big eyes and asked curiously. The realm of unbounded desolation was so vast that the Thousand-Feather Snow Mountain was practically a forgotten place on the map. The Thousand-Feather Snow Mountain was located in the periphery of the realm of unbounded desolation. There weren't any minerals or special spirit plants in the vicinity, and the density of the immortal spiritual power here was only average. Therefore, generally speaking, there would not be any martial artists nearby. Moreover, the number of demonic beasts here was not particularly large, and there were no special demonic beast resources. Of course, this was only relative. My name is Tang Ao. This is my sworn brother, Jin Chen. This is junior sister Ning Xuanma. We are martial artists from Grand Desolate City, and we came here to look for something. On the beast skin map that Tang Ao had obtained, there was an emperor beast bone in this place. But Tang Ao was sure that the large beast bone should have been taken away by someone. Originally, Tang Ao didn't plan on staying here, but after seeing the Jade Rabbit race's ancient formation, Tang Ao felt that there might be an unexpected surprise in this region, so Tang Ao decided to stay and observe for a while before leaving. You're tuning in to the Phoenix Knights YouTube channel. Don't forget to subscribe and join us on this journey to catch the most captivating stories.